All right, PP, we're going live. We're live.
No problem. Oh, lovely.
All right, what? Here, let's remove you, add you. I think we're live. Hold on. We're demo screen.
I think we're live. Got it on the corner.
Yeah. We should be live. I just don't see us. Okay. Hello, everyone. We're live. I'm going to push buttons in the background and figure out why I can't see the screen. All right. Anyways, all right. So, Pete, take it away while I figure out what I did.
That's all right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know. It'd be nice to find out how your weeks are. I know there's going to be a big contingent out today because Lee's daughter's here, isn't she? So I think everyone's gone out with Lee's daughter on the piss, as far as I can see. So okay. I would imagine it will be significantly down, but hopefully.
Yeah. I can see you in your lovely collared shirt, so I figured out I canceled whatever it is button I pushed. So yeah, welcome. Here we are, as close to 10 o'clock as I could possibly manage, since we just had a little supper right before, as I scrambled up the stairs to turn the screen on, and hopefully all of you as well. Garvo's entering. All right, Garvo, man of reason, welcome.
Here we are.
I would just say, like, I didn't have a chance to even type in that we're live, but
that's a different background.
We're in the cameraman.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that definitely look like a military, like installation. Like you were definitely, maybe give it a little tour of the Ukraine. So are you just give it a test out, or are you actually on the roll? Are you rolling?
I am actually up at the outpost, the Eagle's Nest, because I use this to bring some building stuff up. So rather than just sit on a chair in a shed, I thought I'll sit in a chair in a slightly more comfy chair in another shed.
There you go.
Nothing wrong with the shed, definitely. My God, better than the sauna, Garvo, honestly.
Yeah. If your reception goes out, I guess you could just just roll till you get good reception. So
yeah. But hopefully we won't. It's holding stable at the moment, so fingers crossed.
Yep. So I posted in the chat, which Pete's not in, is that the Jeff Koons Made in Heaven series made the news today, and that is what got us booted from YouTube last time I hosted. So let's so I'm really hoping that we can discuss something else. So yeah. So. Yeah. How's everyone doing? We'll do the rounds. I like Garvo. You missed. I like we always have a late supper. My kids are proper teens, and things drag on, and so I scramble up the stairs and push the button. So let me go get my bottle opener, and then we'll do a little toast.
Okay. Well, tonight we're drinking Duff beer.
I thought you might be.
Oh,
looks suspiciously like Duff. That did.
Yeah, I grabbed 2 Hogarns on the way up the stairs. So.
Oh, that's nice. I do like a Hogarn.
Yeah, it's refreshing in the summer. So.
I must admit, it does taste a bit strange after a pistachio donut.
Oh, I almost had it. I almost had it because my wife scored some pistachio chocolate things for me, and Dot was eating one because she got one for her, one for me. And I almost grabbed one on the way up, so I could have had my own pistachio beer moment. But,
Gary, I'll tell you what, revelation, mate. Honestly, these are really good. Lidl have started doing May snacks, so they do frazzles, and they are the most frazzle-like frazzles I've had in Portugal, right? Onion rings and what's-its, right? In a big bag. Fucking brilliant, mate. Honestly, one of the best things about Portugal so far I've discovered is proper fucking crisps with normal flavors that we used to get. Frazzles are fucking amazing, mate. So
I love frazzles. I do love.
Yeah, hold on. Like Pete, it's been a while since I pushed buttons here because usually I've been hanging in the background. Yeah, let's see if I can make you full screen to pull it up. Let's see.
Oh yeah.
So you're full screen for me, but are you full screen on the thing? I didn't pull up
bacon flavor rashers are exactly like frazzles. They literally are exactly the same, and they do onion rings and what's-its, and they're in a big bag. Gary, I would thoroughly recommend them. Honestly, for beer snackage, they are absolutely.
I do like frazzles, but the thing is, I'll be tasting them for the rest of the week.
Well, yeah, I know, but then it depends what else you're eating, doesn't it? Really. So if it's probably still better than feijoada, isn't it? It's better than having an eyeball or an ear looking at you, or you know. So it will take the taste away from anything as well. So there is that kind of bonus. And the worst thing, Garvo, one of the things I hate most about Portugal in the summertime is selling fucking sweaty donuts on the beach. Why the fuck they do that, I have no idea. The one thing you don't want, ice cream, brilliant, right? Something cold, lovely. A hot donut is just odd. I know you microwave donuts in Birmingham, but it's still just a weird thing to eat, I reckon, definitely.
Well, I wasn't aware of this. Is it just the nudist beaches? You know, or is it all beaches? Yeah,
No,
like,
honestly,
yeah.
Every beach they sell these fucking weird. They're Bolos to Berlin. They're like they just sell fucking donuts everywhere, and I really don't get it. Honestly, a sweaty donut is the last thing I want to have on a beach. It's just, and they get covered in sand and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's just a weird fucking thing
It's
to
like
eat.
the difference for you because of the sugar and the sand. Sugar's a bit crunchy.
I think the sounds probably taste better, I would imagine, but it's just a weird thing to eat, man. Any sweaty kind of fried food on a hot day is, unless you live in Scotland and there's no hot days in Scotland, then I don't see the reason for eating loads of fried food personally. So I don't know. Anyway, very odd, that whole thing. So yeah, go on then, Ken. What have you been up to this week?
Oh no, we'll go around the horn, but we're gonna do our usual toast. Too
right.
Yeah, like I'm just I'm not down with all the nicknames. So here's the Dale, and hi Patrick. Hope you're doing well, and hopefully you'll surprise us. Yeah, and all the people out there who actually watch the show, like hopefully we'll see you in August for our annual get together. Yeah, surprises. Contact one of us privately. We'll make sure you have the details. So, all right, yeah, here. Cheers to everyone. Here we go.
Cheers, indeed.
Cheers.
Okay. All right. But yeah, how was your week, Pete? Festas, sauna. What's going on? Deck.
Just fucking sauna build, decking. Having to get more wood because the wood I've got warped is too fucked to do my ceiling with. Having to redo. The worst thing is, right, so I paid a guy who told me he laid fucking composite decking, what did he say, 6-7 times before? Didn't have a fucking Scooby, and he convinced me that it was going to be really difficult to do, so that's why I got him to do it. And I've just been doing it today, and it's a piece of piss. And it would literally have taken me. He spent 2 weeks fucking it up, and I've had to rip everything that he did apart. And for me, honestly, I reckon it'll probably take me another 2 days, and I'll be finished. So it's just annoying. It's really annoying because I had Jamie round, and with Jamie, like literally everything is possible. With the other guy I've got round, who I'm not going to name, nothing is possible, and everything's a real nightmare. And it's just weird. It's weird how different one character can have. Do you know what I mean? There's some people with an attitude of you can do everything, and there's other people with an attitude of everything's fucked up. Yeah. So I don't know. So yeah, it's been a weird week. It's been kind of strange. I've got a lot done, so I'm pleased about that.
I'd say hi, Simon, and then he's giving a shout out to Dale as well. So hopefully he does. All right.
And I inadvertently ripped a company off as well, which I didn't mean to. So I will tell you about that in After Cave, just in case there's any chance of them ever seeing this, which I think is probably about 1 billion to 1. But there you go. Just per chance, I'll tell you about them. Anyway, that's enough of my week. What else do we do, guys? Is there anything?
Wait. So like I was pushing buttons. So basically, wood, happy, not happy, and then
yeah.
And then you scam someone just to make things right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I inadvertently scammed someone without realizing it. So I scammed them, but I had no idea I was scamming them. So I claim pure innocence on this, even though I probably scammed them out of about $1,000, which is quite bad. So yeah, but there we go.
Scam.
yeah, it's a feasible scam. I know. I felt really bad, Gary. Honestly, it was something I thought hadn't been delivered, and I just picked up the box today and it was in the bottom of the box. They've already sent me a new one. So I feel a little bit bad, but there you go. I don't know. These multinational corporations, they can take a tiny hit, I think. So it's not too bad, definitely. Anyway, yeah, well, they can take a tiny hit, not what Putin's been suffering at the moment.
Like if the world economy collapses by exactly 1,000 euros, maybe we'll get a little pissed at you. Pete, what'd you do? So, like, sorry, that set us over the top. The world economy collapse. And Garva, how are you doing? Obviously, you're mobile. You're on the road. You're checking out the outpost. So go ahead and fill us in.
More of the same old. More work, more toil. I've been trying to put like a waterproof membrane on the roof of the outhouse, the summer house. So it's partially waterproof now. And that happens, it might rain, which it probably won't hopefully for the next few weeks. But I've bugged me back up. My bloody back's gone out, so it's slow progress at the moment.
Garbo, I've got 2 things for you. If you need any more membrane, I've got like fucking 2 big rolls here. I've got about 1,000 meters here. So if you need any more, do tell us. And if you want any drugs for back pain, I've got a whole chemist basically here as well. So just give me a shout if you need either, honestly, because I can use it.
It really is Mr. Fix-It, isn't
he? He's got a warehouse up there, Pete, which is why zombie apocalypse, we're heading your way. But plenty of membrane and migraine go bye.
I'm better armed against these. Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely got my defenses better than they were before. So anyway, yeah, go on.
It's going to be a busy couple of weeks ahead because on Tuesday I head down to the Algarve for a few days to meet up with some of Linda's relatives. Going down in this, so it's obviously going to be not rapid progress by any means. And then hopefully on the way back, I can drop off at.
Is it the smart car's not towing it, right? It's not.
No. I mean, if I say this goes slow, I mean, you know me, Pete. Me and Speed.
Mate, honestly,
tell you how slow this is.
I don't know how you do it. I really don't. It frustrates the hell out of me.
Will you go straight on the motorway, or are you gonna like do the side ones just so you don't get blown off by the by the high moving trucks and stuff?
No, it's pretty good. I mean, it's quite a solid. It just plods along. It just does what it's got to do.
It's downhill the Algarve anyway, so it's kind of slopes that way.
So get down there for a few days. I'm hoping to swing back up and catch Eve's barbecue party the weekend, and then back up here for a few days. And then obviously the following week after that is Jason's wedding. So I've got that to be catered for. There's a few days of that, and then I head off to Spain again in this. So that's going to be even more of an adventure.
Also, where are you going to Spain? Be careful though, Gov. Have you heard about the wildfires around Madrid?
Yeah. No, I'm going to go and see my granddaughter. My niece is bringing her over, so they're going to somewhere by Alicante somewhere. It's going to be a thorough trip.
That'd be awesome though. Road trip in the summer is lovely. It should be really good. You have a great time. The only thing is, how hot does it get in there, and have you got any kind of way of cooling it down?
Now, do you know the strange thing? This is really weird. It's got those little quarter light windows that you open up, right?
Yeah.
Now you think that there's no air conditioning in this van whatsoever. You think you would boil your taters off, wouldn't you? Right? But those little windows are probably some of the best things you're ever going to come across.
Oh no, I remember those, like, from the vehicles in the 70s where you get that little side vent going where it just blasts you. It's fantastic. So yeah,
that's good. I mean, coming up here,
you can reach a heat. They've said recently, if you get between 35 and 42 wet bulb temperature. So what that means is, the bulb at the bottom of the thermometer. If you've got that wrapped in something wet and it's getting between those temperatures, it doesn't matter. If you've got a fan on, you'll actually die quicker, or air blowing, you'll die quicker than you would do if you had static.
Yeah, that's something like an old Korean woman would tell you, Pete. Yeah.
No, seriously, this is completely scientific fact, and there's going to be more and more cases of it as we warm up. there's no possible way there isn't global warming if you look at the temperature rise recently, and I do think it's going to be more and more of a problem as time goes on. I think we're lucky in the heat that we have here is dry, so it's not as bad as like a completely humid. If you're in 90-100% humidity and you've got those temperatures, it's a hell of a lot worse. But it's still, we're going to reach temperatures, I think, this summer that where you're not going to effectively be able to cool down unless you've got aircon. So I think it is one of those things where you've got to be super wary. But the Algarve's cooler anyway, isn't it? Anywhere along the Atlantic coast, it's going to be a lot cooler. Lisbon's cooler as well.
Well, I mean, but even me being outside of Lisbon, like for instance, the whole rain thing, like here, Simon says, rain. What's that? Yeah, like we had drizzle this morning. Not much my way, but like up towards Central, because we get the microclimates, the hills be humid with with all that rich jungle vegetation. Lisbon can bake, and we'll have the coastal breeze like it was like having a side vent, like blowing on us off the Atlantic. So it keeps the temperature way down, because I've had to go to Lisbon quite a few times last few weeks, and it's like it's a different world compared to out where I am on the edge. So, all right,
because you can get often in the summer. Gary will testify to this, I'm sure, as well. You can open a window and it's like standing in front of a hot hairdryer. It's fucking nuts. So you do have to just be extra careful of yourself, just because I just think the temperatures are going to get worse this year than they have been ever.
That's why I did proper management when it was quite steamy here, where all the blinds and everything went down during the day, and but get the cool breeze in the morning and just lock it in. So
that's it. It just looks like everywhere's a ghost town, though. It does look like you're going into 28 days later or something as soon as you hit most of central Portugal. Really, it's kind of it is a bit nuts, but yeah, I don't know. It's just good to be aware of those things and not overexert yourself, because if your core heats up too much, it's quite tricky to cool down. Do you know what I mean? I suppose you can go in a cold shower and stuff, but if you're in the conditions you're in, Gary, you've just got to be really mindful of it when it's getting too hot. Is all I'm saying. I know the air vent sounds fab, but you can actually end up killing yourself by putting a fan on, which is just one of those weird statistics.
And of course, Gar was trying to just move one more log, one more rock, exactly. It's like, let me finish this one more piece of of membrane, and then
it's true, because I mean, on the warmest of days we've had so far, I've been trying to, like you say, get that extra bit done, and I've had a bit of a head moment when you've gone, whoa, and that's the time to turn and say, enough's enough now. That's your warning.
Yeah,
otherwise you're going over.
Yeah, like you don't want to go whoa and then fall backwards and next like, oh, I guess I'm bleeding. Yeah,
we have. I think men of our age, I'm afraid, have an overestimation of capabilities sometimes. So, for example, Diane's physio, her next door neighbour decided it was a great idea to go out in socks and jet wash the roof the other day, and subsequent results, he's nearly dead. But it's the kind of thing that blokes do. I think he was like mid-60s or something. You just think, I always just think of Rod Hull. Whenever I think of like going up to fix something on the roof, I think of Rod Hull, and I think, is there someone younger, fitter, and possibly lighter that could do the same job for me? And usually that works out that way.
What's funny is in Portugal, if you actually try to hire someone, they might be 20 years your senior. Yeah, out doing it. Yeah, so
that is a very, very good point, Ken. And quite often they're really good, but you don't want to be responsible. How guilty would you feel if you employed some like mid-60-year-old on a roof and they tumbled off? Our carpenter's mid-60s, but I've seen him do work where he's killed someone who's like in their 20s and super fit. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm gonna go ahead and say something, Pete. Speak for Garvo as well. When you say mid-60s being like old, it's making me very uncomfortable. I'm still under the 60 threshold, but I'm not that far away that feels old to me. Yeah.
I don't know. We're all living a lot longer anyway, aren't we? So, and there's plenty of people in my village that are over 100 that are still really healthy. So, it's kind of it is quite inspirational. And I do think the diet and the quality of air and stuff actually does keep people around a bit longer here. But the ones that aren't killed off by the excessive drinking and smoking, I think are kind of usually okay.
Well, I mean, just being active. I mean, because going over it with my cousin who was visiting, who you got a little more closer with, her parents are in their 90s, and I think her father's like maybe 98, and he's out gardening all the time. And they never, that now they have health issues, but they never had them ever. And like he won't stop like tending to the garden. Of course, nobody will help him, so things got to be done. And he keeps going. But so it's a catch-22. And on one hand, like he's out, and of course in the U.S. they had all the Canadian smoke from the wildfires coming down, and so like they had bad air and stuff like that. And he just now has like it needs to probably have a pacemaker put in, but he's like 98. So but so on the one hand, it's riskier for him to be doing all that, but on the other hand, it like probably keeps reason why he's able to do it and keep going is because he's driven and he's getting that exercise. So yeah.
But sometimes the things you do aren't necessarily as healthy as you might think they would be. So fucking today, you're gonna talk everyone out of doing any manual labor. I love it. Like you got the floor. Talk us how to do it. Talk us how to do anything. Okay, go ahead. So with Garvo, I know you're not doing the same thing, but I must have cut about 100 mitre joints today on composite, and the amount of plastic I've inhaled, I've probably got at least 3 credit cards more in me now than I had before, I reckon, just because of it's just fucking everywhere. I've got plastic dust absolutely everywhere. So, and they reckon housework is bad for you. There's all sorts of things that I thought, even when I went to the fucking doctors and I said, I do a whole load of work on the farm, he said, that doesn't count, you should still go to the fucking gym. Bollocks, I fucking lift way more than I would lift in a gym out here. You don't get, I'm not going to go on fucking all the sacks. Garvo, have you got, how big are your salt sacks for the pool? They 25 kilos or 50 or?
Well, he might have. Oh, I would say he froze up for a second, but yeah, Garbo, do you catch his question?
Some of the stuff you're lifting, I reckon, quite often around the farm and stuff, I lift stuff up to about 50 kilos. I wouldn't be doing that in the gym, and I still think it's probably better exercise for you in the gym. So I don't see why it doesn't count. 1.5 kilos is fuck all. 1.5 bags of sugar.
Well, plus I'm motivated. Like because like I'm goal orientated. So yeah, like there's the abstract. Like I need to do 10 reps versus like I need to move this across that field is like totally different. So yeah.
Yeah, that is true. Definitely, that is very true. But Garvo, are you still doing loads of stone work on your? Oh no, I suppose not. You're doing loads of woodwork on your place in the general, are you?
Here is woodwork, yes, but I'm still doing stupid things. I mean, this is probably why my back's gone bad. I moved a load of like shale, put them into sacks and stuff, and you think, oh god, I'm getting fed up with doing this backwards and forwards. So you put 2 bags into one just to save yourself a trip.
Oh yeah. Like I'm gonna double up, and yeah, because I'm sick of moving. Yeah,
and it's always those little things. It's not doing a big lift that fucks you. It's like a tip in the wheelbarrow or something that is the thing that pushes your back out. It is a nightmare. You just have to be super careful, man.
Well, it could be anything. You bend down and cough, and then bam, yeah. So.
Or fall over when you're
all right. You got a salt sack fan of Garvo. There you go. Impressive.
Yeah, honestly, because I've got ones that come in 50 kilo bags, and they are a fucker, mate. Honestly, they're a real cunt to move. I hate them. But on the other hand, I still think it's more than I'd lift in the gym. I'd never bloody pick up 50 kilo weights and lift them about. So I think it keeps you fit. To be honest, it's not a bad thing at all.
Well, it's also a different lift. Like when like the gym that like even if you're doing free weights, it's still kind of a little bit isolated. Whereas like you're moving every little bit of you to pick it up and move it somewhere. So yeah.
Well, It's
you're not just pick like I'm going to lift it up and then put it right back down. No, you're like it's got to go somewhere. So yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think with technique, me and Garvo now can probably lift more than we could do. I can definitely. I'm sure you can probably do the same, Garvo. I can lift more than I could in my 20s when I was really fit because I had no technique. So I was fucking lifting things completely the wrong way. Now I can lift more, but it's just should I be doing it? Like I don't know. Yeah, I think that's the same thing. The same thing for you, probably. There's techniques to everything, and the guys that did our gate, I'll never forget them doing like lifting absolutely colossal boulders just with a fucking little bit of an iron rod. It's just amazing how with a little bit of knowledge you can just make things so much easier. It is nuts. But
I mean, you know that Archimedes, you can lift the world with a big enough lever. Yeah, so yeah,
absolutely. I've been doing lots of Archimedes stuff today to get boards in the right places. So yeah, flipping that. No, but it does look loads better. I'm really pleased. But having to rip it all up was just so annoying. Anyway, oh man. So no, it's good. And Garvo, I found a really cool little thing. I thought that I could only control the heater from my phone, but now I can control the fan, the heater, the lights, everything from my phone now. So that's even better. So I can set it all up. I will have to do absolutely fucking no work, and maintenance is going to be like nothing. So just
beautiful.
A quick.
I love the contrast of like I have been cutting composite miters all day, and I swallowed 3 credit cards, and then the other hand, I don't have to lift a finger. I can just like sit in my lounger and like control everything without having to get up and yeah. My robot butler brings me a cocktail. I look like but on the other hand, like you're out doing like manual labor. So.
Oh, that's good. Gov, have you seen Annie? What's she called? It's basically, you know, the person that does Philomena Kunk on she's basically done a TV series with the woman out of the royal family, the mum out of the royal family, right? And she's a robot sent in to help basically what we all are going to be in about 10 years' time is elderly and in need of help, right? So she's basically an old person robot. And it's really good. So they've got a whole series with her, and then she ends up escaping with a sex robot because sex robots are only one use. So they're all being sent off to the scrap merchants trying to basically get them. It's really good. You have to watch it. I think it's ace anyway. But I don't think we're too far away, man. I'm with the Android. That's it. Yeah. So have a go of Android. I think you'll really like that. The whole series is out already. But yeah, I think it's really good. And she actually injured herself doing it as well. She developed a herniated eye because she was wearing contacts, so she doesn't blink in the entire thing. She said, I was watching it, and no one's going to notice I'm not fucking blinking. I still managed to really injure myself just by wearing these contacts the whole time and killing it. I think that would be really hard, actually. It must be super irritating, mustn't it? But yeah, it's quite good.
Oh yeah, we got a guest here, but Pete, I do want to know what it is on. Here we go. The man with a child in town. We got Pete. Sounds festive. Oh, and then Eric still representing the red. He's still representing the veterans. So yeah.
Hola. I can even okay. Cheers, boys.
Here, well, I'll make them. You guys are full screen. You got it.
Lee, where's the stripper? Is it one of those cuddly ones? They look a bit dodgy. He's getting to that age now, isn't he? I think hearing's a bit dodgy. We should all club together and get him a hearing aid for his birthday, I reckon. I'm sure I've got a few other little gifts in mind for him, but hearing aid, Grecian 2000 and a Zimmer frame, I think will do well for Lee for this birthday. He's definitely getting to that stage.
Where actually are they? Does anybody know where they are?
I don't know. Obviously, clearly, I wasn't invited, even though I would have otherwise been available. No, I am. I do know where they are. I forgot they were going south the river, which is why they figured I would not go. I know they were going to go to Bruno's, but they didn't look like Bruno's to me.
That's not Bruno's, but they sent me a picture from Bruno's earlier, And
Oh, so maybe they're at Bruno's before, and now they're probably like in the neighborhood. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah.
Sure does. Definitely. So,
Yeah, I
Gov,
forgot. I forgot. Like they did tell me they were going south the river, which they knew that would be a no go for me. Which,
Is
by
that-
the way,
yeah.
if Chris joins, I actually went south the river to see Chris. He's the one who wanted to break the bingo card. I was trying to keep my little like my virginity, like make him earn it. And but I actually traveled. I went south the river when Chris and
Reba, yeah.
Rima were in town. So.
So I'm puzzled, Kent. There must be a reason for it, but you haven't explained. Why can't you go south of the river? For those people who don't know why.
I don't drive, and
Okay.
it is a freaking nightmare. Like, for instance, it took me 45 minutes of playing on my phone. I don't play games on my phone, but sometimes to get an Uber or a Bolt or anyone who would come get me, I played 45 minutes of I don't play those little gumdrop collecting games and stuff like that. So, but there I am, like order cancel, like for 45 minutes. It is a pain for me to get south of the river. So anyways, so special occasion I do it, but it's not like I'm not just gonna pop out and go meet the guys, because it's a trip into Lisbon and then I gotta go south. So it can be if traffic's bad and if Ubers don't really want to cross the river with me because they assume they know where I'm going, and they just it's difficult.
Right. Okay.
It's anyway. So like it's less fun to go south the river when if they just cross over to Lisbon, it's not a big deal. So.
Gov, how's your build going then? So how much more have you got to do, kind of thing, on the Eagle's Nest at the moment?
We're getting there actually. It looks probably as nice as it did, if not better, before it was the storm, because the builder that did the roof, we did all the pointing on the brickwork as well.
Awesome.
So the outside looks absolutely amazing now, and all the roofs match. We've got all the right tiles, and all the roofs are made of actual tiles and not boards.
I was gonna say because that it's built back correctly as opposed to like whatever someone just cobbled together, right? Yeah.
There's other things. The storm basically probably put me 12 months to 18 months behind, because all the things I wanted to do this year I've had to put on hold and repair all damage from. So I've done virtually nothing with the things I wanted to do, but sometimes they say things happen for a reason. I think it actually looks better now than it did before.
Oh man, we've got to come visit. I know you're super busy. I reckon September would be really good. We'll have to pop over and see in September, because that way August is always super busy for everyone. Do you know what I mean? There's never a moment's rest with the festivals and stuff this year and everything else going on. We'll all get to see each other, but I'd love to go and see how you're getting on. And if you need a hand with anything, give us a shout as well. Sorry? Yeah, you're going to the barbecue, aren't you, as well, Garvey?
Yes.
Brilliant. And you're going to like Lee's birthday thing the day before as well?
Yes.
Wicked. All right. Well, we'll see you there anyway, but it would be really nice. I'd love to come along and see it. I really enjoyed it. I'm just gutted your neighbour's gone. She was fab. I
miss Philomena. I even now I keep looking down the road for it, expecting to come walking up that hill, because I used to like our little chats.
Philomena's not there anymore, huh?
No, she passed away. She had a heart attack, and it's around the start of the year somewhere. But what a lovely lady, and why is it always the nice ones? Why not the nasty bastards? Why can't they go?
Has anyone else moved in then, or not? Or have you got any idea what's happening to the place?
No, her daughter's I think has got the house at the moment. Whether she lives locally or not, I'm not quite sure. But her daughter's quite nice. She's quite. She was speaking to Linda the other day. But
well,
Mister.
Yeah, she did seem really good fun, I have to admit. And she was always pointing her stick aggressively at something. I like that. That's exactly the kind of old person I want to be.
But she always did it with a nice smile.
But by the way, we didn't do how was my week, and we won't do didn't care because that reminds me about like good people who passed away. My books arrived this week, so they're finally as far as also like lifting stuff that I obviously I didn't realize until they arrived that it was the connection with people is that I have this collection because a very very good friend who was the most generous most beautiful man. It was his book collection, and so I'm looking after it, make sure it gets distributed properly. So I'm taking care of it for his widow, and it was just impossible for me to do it long distance, and so I had it shipped to me so I can go through it and make sure because there's because I have to get into his head, and figure out like why did he why did he want this to hang out of this one, and and I couldn't do it remotely because I got to like figure out like why is this book valuable that he had it so like because yeah, he was like, it's like 30, 40 years of being a very knowledgeable collector. And so I just got to decipher it as I go through. But as far as me lifting stuff, yeah, the New York Packer, like I was very specific, make sure everything's in small boxes that are books that are easy. So number one, I could stack them, but also not too heavy. And then when we popped it because it came in and they opened a container in front of me because it was the shipping container of stuff, and they broke the seal. So we opened it up and we looked at each other like, holy fuck! Some of the boxes are like this tall and like full of books, and they're like I'm like I did not pack this. Like the company you work for hired the company that packed them because because they just how the hell we can? I'm like I call your company and tell them to bring small boxes and repack these, but they didn't do that. They ended up just like freaking dealing with it. But yes, now but it would have been easy on my end because I could have jammed them, and stacked them a little easier. But I have got tall ass boxes, and so I got and of course. I don't know if they're damaged because that's not good. The whole point is to keep them preserved. But anyway, so I'm gonna have to be moving my own giant stones of book boxes. So yeah, but anyways,
for your library, I think you should have a red smoking jacket, and basically, you need couple of cigars.
I mean, I don't know if you can see. It depends on your resolution of your screen, but yeah, all the lines here. Yeah, this wall where the one place I decided to spend money and do a custom thing because this is for when I do work. This is going to be my showroom, and I have to look professorial, and I'll have like the proper tombs behind me that makes me look legit. Well, I mean, it's all perception, so. When trying to get someone to to hire me or whatever, or trust me with my judgment, which it's all showmanship. So, but obviously I can back it up. But you got to build the authenticity. So all the proper tombs behind me, and curated and stuff like that. And then of course my nod like this. This is actually a painting, but that's a piece of paper. What the painting will be, what's installed there, and that is the blood of Christ, the Lamb, sacrificing blood, because that's my little nod to the fact that I give blood, sweat, and tears to these billionaires to make their collection worth a little bit more. So I'm the sacrificial lamb to get one billionaire bid more than another billionaire. Anyways. Poor Pablo's books finally arrived, and yes, now I have to deal with them. So,
but it's really nice to have a library. My mum has a library. I remember in her house, and it's just one of those things. It's a luxury to have. I still think it's really nice. And,
no. And by the way, I'm going to be selling a lot of them, and even though I paid the widow for the entire collection, if I find stuff that's really valuable, I'm going to give her money because Pablo he said the only person in the world he trusted me. So I felt there's responsibility to do right by him and make sure that his widow gets because he knew that I would understand what the collection is and figure it out. But anyway, so I'll do that. So I feel the responsibility, but I'm keeping a great deal of one of the books, whatever I reasonably can keep, without being the Pete be the Qashqai's Pete and hoarding the entire collection. So, but
no, I'm not saying.
But I do need quite a few of them because I need all the reference books and all the stuff for future, because I don't no longer have access to researchers and a 260-year-old company's library to look stuff up. So I might need to do my own research. So I will keep quite a few books just because I need them to figure out authenticity and stuff. So anyways, so yeah, so that was my my big thing, and and so it's also just a little bit sad knowing that I have where I used to go visit him every time I was in New York, and his books are here now. So anyways,
it's kind of weird, isn't it? We were invited to go to Tom's and pick out what we wanted from his stuff, and I haven't been yet. I've been really putting it off because it just feels odd to go through someone's stuff that's died, and it's a really, I don't know, it seems like a really kind of predatory, horrible thing to do, but someone's got to do it, otherwise it's probably just going to get chucked away. So it's worth doing, definitely. I remember Ken.
I mean, even my father's stuff, like I just recently, the thing is, like, I took couple only thing that I took the watch that my father wore every day I've ever known him. My sister took the one like he wore for his fancy dress, the one that has little diamonds and shit on it and stuff like that. But I wanted the one that I've always known him wearing. They're just like his utilitarian watch like that. It's not worth a lot of money. But then I just chucked it in a drawer because I didn't want to deal with it, right? Because there was, it was emotional and stuff like that. So finally, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get that thing cleaned up and fixed up. And I tried it in New York, and they were a pain in the ass because I asked Christie's about it, and they're like trying to send me where they send all the the Fleet takes effects and stuff like no, they're not gonna. This is not a valuable watch. It's like, but I found out after researching it when I popped the thing open and stuff, it was from 1958, which was the year that his father died. He finished school. He didn't quite graduate, but he finished school and joined the Air Force. So I'm like, so this is a freaking big year. Lost his father, done with school. Like this watch, I assumed that he bought it with his first paycheck. I didn't realize. So this, and then so my like I mentioned, my aunt who's in her 90s. So I had my cousin ask her, like, when she was lucid, like, do you know anything about this? But she was living in Germany at the time. And she's like, it could have been my father's watch that was given to him when he died. And so but it was the watch is from 1958. So it was all that same year. So suddenly like because it's just been in a drawer, I'm like, oh, this thing is actually quite valuable because it's very, very, very important moment in my father's life, even if it was my grandfather's or going off and join the Air Force or. But it's like that he wore it every day. It's the only watch I ever saw him, except for when he was slicked up going out with the shitty diamond watch. So but otherwise, yeah, that was what he wore every day his entire life. So like, yeah, that's I wanted that one. So but it was just really interesting just to find out that, like, I had no idea. So now I'm trying to piece it together. So
it is interesting. It's interesting what you find in places, definitely, but it's also kind of it's weird. I was chatting to another mate of mine who lost his parents recently, and he was saying they had their house, the contents of their lives. The guy came around and one of the auctioneers and said that the contents of the house, and they were quite a kind of normal middle class family, was worth 500 quid. And you're just thinking a mass of like what you've done for that.
Oh, it is shocking how little value stuff is worth. It's just like,
it's just awful.
Yeah, people are like, oh yeah, we paid 300 for that. Maybe we can get like 150. It's gonna be zero.
Yeah.
So,
It's really odd. Okay, there's always, I suppose, there's always money in death.
You're lucky if someone comes and picks it up for free. Like that's a good best case scenario. So,
but I think it's really interesting that Android thing, Garvo. I reckon we might be old. We might live to be old enough to be looked after by robots.
When we had our guests when Lee and a little bit of Eric joined. What is that on? Is that a YouTube? Is that a
BBC? So if you go onto BBC iPlayer,
a BBC, okay,
yeah. So yeah.
By the way, like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I do need to get a good VPN set up. I'm looking for a good recommendation.
So do I. My old ones.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
My old one is my computer would log in to the nearest server for the company I work for, and that was London. So I had no problem getting. Yeah. So yeah.
Oh wow.
It is true what you say, about how you reach the end of your days and what your world is finally boils down to. Because cleaning Dad's place out, I mean, he was a big character. My dad, he had a lot of friends. He had a lot of happy memories and stuff. But like when you clear out all the furniture and the guff basically, and then you're left with this box of stuff which is supposed to be the good stuff, and you think there's his life in that box there. He'd done all those things and all those memories and stuff, and you're going you're gonna have a box that somebody's not going to really want.
Yeah, that's the worst.
It's weird, isn't it? It just you live this life just to end up in that box, basically.
Well, I don't know. The thing is, though, I think it's what is it? They say you die twice. So you die when you die, and you die when the last person mentions you. So I think the fact is your old man's kind of still around because you speak about him. Yeah. So I think, and that's what people are going to remember you for. They're not going to remember you for. It's the experiences you have with people that are memorable, not necessarily the crap you leave behind. And it kind of does show you. Oh, I mean, like I've got neighbours who have got land from here down to the Algarve, literally covers virtually all the way through Portugal, and they argue about every meter square that they own. Like honestly, if I put a fence post in, he's fucking there straight away. It's just he can listen to it from Lisbon, honestly. But it's kind of it's odd how as you say, people end up with what you need to do is leave memories. I think is the idea. I think that's the main thing you do. And your dad, obviously, you might say it boils down to a box, but the fact you're still talking about him so fondly now, and you're saying how many mates he's got and everything, means that he's still kind of alive in a way. Is the way I figure it. So I don't think that's a bad thing.
God, I see him every day. Look in the mirror, mate. I don't anything else.
Oh, it's weird, isn't it? Scary looking in the mirror. It's not the person you think's going to be there. I don't know. Fucking hell, man.
Oh, yeah, my problem is that, well, obviously I can't grow facial hair, but I look like my mother, and so like I got that problem.
It's either you do either look like your mum or dad, but I had a real problem this week, Garvo, with haircuts. Right, so it's festive season, yeah. All the barbers around my area are fucking chock-a-block. I was chatting to a guy I usually get to cut my hair after going to 6 barbers and not being able to fucking get in. Even one of them, I had to wait while a crowd of gypsies got their hair done. And then they told me there were 2 people with appointments in front of me. So I just got fucked off and stropped away like a small child, right? But I had loads. And Di said in her hairdressers, woman came in, asked for a colour or something, and then started crying because she couldn't get one because the next time they could do it is September. So it's a weird one. You have to try. I hate the fact my hair grows so much that I have to get it cut every 10 days is how often I have to get my hair cut, which is stupid. And
but by the way, I had thought about when I think about like this robot future. I want to just have a moment. I'm like, because I don't want a robot doing the stuff they tell me a robot's going to do for me. The only thing I would like is a haircut. That would be that's the only thing that would be really useful, and even a robot where I can kind of like tell it like like really control it instead of like wait at the end like how's that, like at that point just I want to get the hell out of there, like it's great, yeah, like gusto, yeah, we're good, yeah.
That I think could be a winner, Ken. Honestly, if you could invent a robot head,
No, I'm just saying that that'd be like that'd be. That'd be but I was gonna slip, I don't I
What?
was smoking.
Technology.
I was saying like I was gonna have you and Garbo talk while I went and got another beer and had a cigarette, but Garbo is like went full, yes, the circle on you there. Yeah.
Yes. He's still loading.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
see that, like he just left a bit like now he's just stardust. Yeah, but we still have the we still have the memories. Here's the Garbo. Here's the Garbo where he is, like the Garbo and beyond. So yeah. But toast to him before. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh wow. No, it's weird. It's festive season's odd, so you get that everyone just gets booked up with everything. So it's I suppose it's
well.
just
That's the thing is because down here because like I'm with like tons of like people from elsewhere. That we have a lot of Portuguese people here, but there are a lot of people who are from elsewhere, like Europe or
God, yeah,
U.S. or the former Europe, Britain, and then anyways, but yeah, then they're off going back to their home countries and off on holidays and stuff like that, or traveling, but even the Portuguese are out, but then you get the others who this is like that, like I went through 4 months of rain, and I hate fucking traveling with crowds, so I'm not going anywhere in this summer. Plus, I'm waiting for the books. I got to read Simon's comments too, since he's the third silent partner in this thing right now. Anyways, but yeah, so I'll wait and I'll try like you do. I'll travel in the fall and I would go on winter holiday when I want to get out of here. But yeah, this is the perfect time to be here. So
yeah,
I mean,
right.
I'm loving it, especially like me. I haven't really taken advantage of it, but I'm beach adjacent. So right here, let me read Simon since he is here as well. We have a nice library and storage, still books, every subject with over decades, some turn centuries, by Charles Knightley and Darwin's second edition. Very nice. So yeah, that's when he fixed everything. So that's good. You don't want the first edition. Tons of spelling errors. So, and then I used to have rooms of books accumulated from charities. So I've had some very, very big libraries over the years, because mostly just me scrounging, even walking by, like in better neighborhoods, walking by, the trash bin and seeing like, yeah, that's a leather bound book. Wait, it's in Latin. I'm going to put that under my arm and figure out what it is later. So yeah,
no, it's also habits and smell, isn't it? I think the weird thing is though, if you think about storage and memory capacity and the way we're looking at storing things now, so if you think every cell of your body, Ken, has 138 big weighty volumes of DNA genetic code, right? All stored in each molecule of your body, right?
Right.
It means that if we can start, what they're working on at the minute is storing information on DNA, and they reckon they could fit the entire all of human writing, okay, throughout history, into 2 vans, essentially, if you processed it into DNA code. So it's weird how those storages are becoming. I don't say they're not really becoming a thing of the past, because there's something really special about a book, and even the smell.
I obviously, this is going to be one tranche of what I do with my my future endeavors. Now that I'm right now I'm temporarily retired. No, right now I'm but I'm never going to stay idle. But I've got a few different ideas, and I'm just like, but one of them is, of course, I'm gonna do books. Obviously, beyond these walls. And I got to try to bore people by walking around and showing boxes. You imagine boxes, and that's what I have. And then inside those boxes are a lot of books, a lot. So, anyways, but because of that, there is that tactile feel, and also just like me, like even though like I read stuff, like I still have like I'm very visual, so I'll know about 3/4 of the way up, like that passage is like like it's like the third paragraph. About 3/4 of the way through, maybe around page 82, like that's sort of the thing I want looking for. Whereas like if I read it and it's just like in a digital format, like I'm just trusting that the computer will like understand my vague memory of what the passage should say, because heaven forbid I don't hit one of the key words and it won't find it, but I could just like go to a shelf, and I know like when I had bookshelf, I know what shelf it is, second row, right hand side, that, and then I can just thumb and find exactly what I'm looking for, because it feels it feels real. Yeah, even though it's a printed version of something that someone wrote.
Well, thankfully, they're still quite far away from actually being able to. I think they're difficult.
Well, the other thing is there's like, and this is me being once again a visual artist, is that it drives me crazy is that when everything is when we view everything when it's projected at us, like emanating from the screen as light, as opposed to reflecting the natural light around it. So it's something that is physical, that is like we can see it because the light is refracting off of it, versus light emanating from a screen. It's just a different feel.
But we
when,
also
when you're the ambient light is what's illuminating your ability to see it, and so like when you look at paintings that are like glowing on the screen, it's very, very different when than they are in reality. So it's like having that physical thing. It's just very, very different. So,
but we also see differently, and there are some people that see, for example.
I would say, yeah. Also, another thing, the reason why I won't do anything online professionally, like if someone wants to have what I did and put it online, that's fine, is because God forbid people don't color calibrate their screen, and like because I had to do it too many times with someone like, why is this all green? Like no, like you are like on a a very, very old monitor.
There are some people that are super color sensitive, so they'll see. There's a really interesting. I was reading this really interesting thing. This woman was, when we go onto like a granite beach, Ken, it looks quite.
We lost him again. We almost had him.
I'm sure we'll be back.
We should have been more encouraging before he quit us again.
Oh,
yeah.
So she was going on a normal pebble beach and saying, it's amazing. I can see so many colors. It's glittering everywhere, because she could see in a wider color range. So it's only going to be women, because it's the X chromosome that controls your sight, and the cones in the back of your optic nerve. And therefore, that's why I taught something wrong. I realized I've been teaching something wrong. I thought it was impossible for women to pass on the genetic colorblind, the genetics for someone that's colorblind. And actually I was wrong. I think you're something like 64 36 in terms of how likely a man or a woman is to pass on the colorblind gene. But it was always one of my excuses for how bad the Nazis were, that they were sterilizing women when they were highly unlikely to kind of pass on colorblindness. But it was one of the things they were doing. But actually they did. So there you go.
It turns out the Nazis were right then, according to your
well, I'm not saying they were right, really. They were still majority.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're on the record here of saying that.
That's what I thought. I'm not quite going down the Farage line. I think that is going to be brilliant. I can't wait for that by-election. Even if Binface only gets like 20%, it would still be awesome that he had to seriously compete with a man dressed as a bin. It's just
no. Like I haven't been keeping up. I would say I know what you're talking about, but what will they debate?
Well,
I would say I know who's behind the trash guy. I mean, I don't know him, but like I know it's a comedian, so he's gonna be brilliant in a debate. So I know it's not just like a picture, but
it's just really embarrassing.
But yeah. Well, whoa! We actually have a newcomer here.
Oh,
heating.
Excellent. Okay, cool. Then tell us all about heating.
It's fucking hot, man. Jesus Christ.
Where do we find you, caller?
I'm in the UK, and it is fucking hot. It's no joke. No joke at all. I even said to my daughter, I said, "What are you doing in the kitchen?" She said, "I'm making pigs in blanket." I said, "You're crazy. What are you doing with pigs in blanket? It's too hot for that." She said, "No, I want some." And I turned around and said, "No, we literally," and I said, "I'm not having anything hot." So I just had a cold dinner today.
You're making me hot. I'm going to open my my skylight here. So.
Oh man, the aircon is fab. Honestly, yeah. Haven't you got aircon at yours? I thought you had, Chris.
Yeah,
me. I like me. I have it. I don't need it. That's coming off the Atlantic right there. So
I've got aircon in the in Portugal. I'm in the UK.
Yeah, I suppose you don't expect to need it, but you probably will do soon. It's good old global warming. I think there's a lot to be said for that, definitely. But I can't wait. Chris, do you know when the by-election is? When Farage is up against?
Yeah, we took 1 hour in, which by the way we can cash our paycheck now if we need to. But we which is a joke because wait, hold on, someone's opening the door.
I haven't got a clue when it's there. It's meant.
Oh, no, actually, it's because I opened the skylight and I don't have anything in front of the door. Anyways, but yes, we finally talked about British politics 1 hour in. I was ready to jump right into it. So, but,
yeah. So you don't have any clue. It's meant to be within how many days has he got? I don't know.
I thought it was meant to be the 6th of August, but I think he wanted it on the 6th of August, and they said no. I think it might have to be something like either the 18th of August or it might even be September.
Oh, dearie, I just can't wait. It would be so good. I would love it if he won, but even just getting like 20% of the vote, I think, what did he got? He got 69 when he was up against Johnson. I think his record's about 120. He's going to smash that, I reckon, Binface. So it is brilliant. It's a fantastic thing, Chris, that he's been, because you think Lee was seriously talking about him as Prime Minister about a month ago. now he faces the prospect of being beaten by a man dressed as a bin.
Do you know what? Everything he does is just backfiring.
By the way, I was deal with the door. Plus, my wife is up here, but she didn't open the door. Simon said the 13th. So I don't know what you guys said.
Oh, cheers, man. Thanks a lot. 13th. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
So basically, everything he does is backfiring against him. So, for example, Anne Whitcomb, when he went and laid flowers, literally, and then started trying to say that, I don't know, he tried to make it about him, and in a very sort of like crude way, and everyone else was saying, look, don't speculate, and he was speculating, and so basically, even that is turned against him. It's what's really interesting is that, let's think about now, Jo Cox, when she was murdered, when the guy from Southend, I've forgotten his name, it's eluded me, but he was like a really lovely guy. Do you remember? Do you know his name, Pete?
I can't remember his name. I remember exactly him because it wasn't that long after Jo Cox, was it? And he was a Conservative, I'm pretty sure, but still.
Yeah, he was a Conservative, and every time he stood up in the Commons, he was always saying he wanted like his constituency to be recognised as a city, and then they recognised it posthumously after he died. So but even then, the news was all based on or all focused on his murderer. Jo Cox was on her murderer, even with the Brexit vote carrying on a week later or whatever, you know. But with Anne Whitcomb, although they're talking about, they've caught the murderer, he's gone to call.
Awful though. Did you hear what?
By the way, Simon not only has a bunch of books, he also has a bunch of info for us. So so David,
He does, yeah. I mean, but he wasn't it something like 64 hammer blows to the head, and they weren't sure if she died straight away. So sounded absolutely horrific. I can't imagine any kind of worse way of being attacked. So that sounds,
Yeah, it is. Do you know? And the thing is, I didn't like Anne Whitcomb, but I wouldn't want her. I mean, I didn't like her politics. I didn't know her as a person, but I didn't like her politics. But
I don't think many people did, Chris. I think it's just the fact that the whole point is that in politics, you're allowed to have freedom of speech, and part of having freedom of speech is not being attacked by some lunatic. Yeah,
exactly.
You can't. I mean, Farage wants to have the same sort of protection as the Prime Minister would get. You can't have protection for everyone. You have to kind of trust that people will be reasonably sensible, I'd say. And maybe you should be withdrawing protection from all those royal family hangers-on and giving a bit more to members of Parliament. But ultimately, it's just a testament to how bad the mental health care is, I think, in the UK. Because I think a lot of those people wouldn't be out and about in community care that they are now if we hadn't had some of the policies that we had in the 1980s. So that's my opinion anyway. I mean, there's a lot to be said that some awful things went on in hospitals, but sometimes that's the only place you can put someone. So that would be my argument. And I don't think the person that attacked someone with a hammer and smacked them 60 odd times is someone that's particularly sane, is all I'd say. But Ken, you know way more about insanity than we do. So
as someone who wants to attack someone with a hammer 64 times, but now reformed. No, I'm all better now, Pete. You're right, because I was off my meds the other day.
I'm just saying about America in general.
No, I know, but
I mean, let's face it. You know, flipping for someone to drive that amount of distance to do that act is crazy.
It's mental, definitely. It really is.
But also, like, you know, the kind of sensational stuff. I'm like, there's always been the kind of journalism that we're always trying to like everyone's on edge, but everything is like good and evil now, and there's no nuance, so it can be really like, you know, that like where the other side is like truly the devil, like, you know, going to cause the apocalypse if you don't get stop them with a hammer. That is definitely like, you know, feeding that kind of it. Oh, Nubinet. Oh, here we go. Speaking of the devil, Nubinet chiming in. Oh, with the I guess it's not necessarily the devil horn, but we'll pretend it is. Yeah. It really does, where like it's basically like it's standing good versus evil kind of thing like that versus so it does get people like worked up who already are talking to demons and are telling them to do things and think they're saving humanity by hammering their salvation. So so I'm not saying the motivation, I'm just saying that's why I did it. Anyways,
it's a testament to how bad the British police force are as well, in terms of how on earth, with that sort of attack, could you instantly say it wasn't terrorist related? Didn't they not think it was a murder to begin with as well, Chris? I'm pretty sure that they were reporting that they were sure it wasn't terrorist related and that it wasn't.
Well, what do they think it was, a pendulum?
Yeah, exactly.
He wants to put a hammer on a pendulum and just didn't get out. Like kept freaking the duck. Yeah.
No, I think the quality of policing in the UK is probably the worst that I've ever seen it, in terms of I used to know a couple of coppers when I was back in England, and they would never have got into the force if it was like when it was a force, when it was a police force rather than what it is now. So
Do you remember the days of like Norman Wisdom? Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that film that Norman Wisdom was in, where his father was a policeman. And his father was 6 foot tall, and you had to be 6 foot tall to be. I think.
You did, now you've got like 5 foot coppers. It's really weird. Do you remember, Chris, when you literally saw people in helmets patrolling, and that was the biggest difference, was that people felt a bit safer. My biggest difference on living in Portugal is the safety. For me, is the biggest aspect. And I think even where you are, Ken, even somewhere that is highly populated by tourists, the crime rates are unbelievably low and people are incredibly trustworthy. So it makes a huge difference to your life with everyday tasks and everything. I think it just makes you feel more relaxed as well. So I don't know.
But like I've experienced crime in well, I don't know whether you could say it's crime or not. So someone broke into our house and was squatting in our house, but they didn't steal anything. They were just sleeping up. This is when we first bought it, and it was empty, and we'd had the flood. So literally, we couldn't live in there. So we had.
This is down this Sagres in the Algarve. Right?
Yeah, and it wasn't. The person didn't steal anything. They must have been living in there or sleeping in there for about 3 days. It's only when I logged onto the alarm system and I saw someone standing in my kitchen.
That's freaky.
So I phoned my our friend who she basically was a realtor that we didn't buy from, but we showed her a house that we'd found, and she said, if I was you, I'd buy this house because you're not going to get this sort of quality now. Because it was like the quality was the what's it called rating was an A star. So
I don't see that ever. Yeah.
So that's why we got it. But you know those ratings, they change year on year. But at the time it was advertised as an A star. So we bought it, and then she basically I got in touch with her because we gave her a set of keys because we're not always in Portugal, and she said, no, I'm not at the house. I'm in Lagos. So I phoned our builder who also had a set of keys. I said, where are you? Because I'm at the house. I said, what? You're in Rapatira? And he said, no. I'm in the house in the centre of Lagos. I'm working in Lagos. So that from that moment on, I just hit the panic alarm. And then literally the police turned up, and they had guns. Right? They said, well, whoever was in the house, they're not here now. And but my builder also then turned up, and the only way he could get into the house was by through the front door. So he was literally by going up into one of his friends' houses, walking along the roofs, and then jumping down onto our house, because the builder's friend lived about 4 or 5 doors down from us. So, and then we saw that, this guy had been living in the house, and he was, you know what he was? He was just a hobo. He wasn't.
I was going to clarify. Like, he could get through the front door, but like you were talking about, there was a gate out front, so he had to walk along the roofs until he could.
Yeah, because to get through the front door has a latch on it.
Yeah.
So okay.
But that's but other than that, and then from that moment onwards, literally, my house is like Fort Knox now in terms of surveillance. You've got cameras on the doors.
Yeah, that's the same experience that I had. So she had 4 break-ins in the space of 3 years down on the Algarve, because I hate to say it, but probably from like October till April, there's not a lot of people there, and hers was essentially from builders that weren't paid, and they broke in to live somewhere, essentially same sort of scenario as you had, and that's an issue there. But Garvo, I'm sure you'll agree with me, I haven't ever felt as safe as I do here. And maybe like in 1970s UK on Richmond Hill, or maybe on the Kew Road, I felt reasonably as safe. But the sort of things I do now, I think I'd be fucked if I moved anywhere that's slightly at risk. Do you know what I mean? It's it is really lovely. It's a really nice thing to be able to say. But I can understand, Chris. It's very different. The Algarve is not the same as the rest of Portugal, I'd say, on that.
Yeah, I'd agree with you there, because the rest of Portugal is normally inhabited like 365 days of the year, where like places like the Algarve, it's the actual population drops after November. It really does plummet.
Definitely, absolutely, and and I think that's the issue, is that there's just no one there. I think on Dye Street, she was saying, so street full of villas, and she was saying there are 2 people that live there full time. Everyone else pissed off during like first 6 months a year. So you're bound to get more break-ins just because there's no one to see anything happening. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think that's an issue. There you go, Garvo. It's lovely to have you back. I'm glad your link's been restored. So that's fab. Oh man.
They wanted to do some sort of update, and it completely fucked everything up. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you back. Right when you joined the Stardust. By the way, we toasted you in your memory as you did went beyond, because you didn't just leave. You went into the darkness and circled like and obviously heating over in our bottom. My bottom corner is like always a darkness with a circle glowing within. I was just about to pop off and go get another beer and a cigarette. So, but then I was just Pete and I. I'm like, all right, we'll carry on. I'll wait. So now that you guys have the Trinity, I'll let you carry on for 1 sec.
You get yourself.
But I'm also gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, I completely agree with you, Pete. I mean, I probably haven't felt this safe in many, many, many years beyond my memory. Especially in the places where we live, because it is quite a close-knit community. There might not be hundreds of people, but they seem to know, don't they? They seem to know what's going on. And even though
out, don't they? If there's an issue, they will get it sorted themselves quite a lot of the time. So I think it's but it's more that there just isn't an issue too much because the community kind of sorts anything out like that together. So I don't know. Maybe it's the same in the countryside all over the place, but I don't think it is. I don't know. And you can still get into trouble. I know people here that have had absolute disasters because they've had an argument maybe with like a gypsy community or someone like that, and they end up having just a complete nightmare out here. So it's safe as long as you don't do anything stupid, I think it's the one really. So, or just piss off the wrong people, I think is the other major factor. But as long as as long as you're kind of fairly sound, it's really nice. But I can understand, Chris, your point of view is completely different, because if you're somewhere where it's not really inhabited for a large portion of the year, you're just that much more vulnerable to break-ins. And Di said that the insurance companies ended up like not paying out by the third break-in, and then she had like loads of hassle with the police having to go back and do reports. And Portuguese paperwork is a nightmare, God. The number of times you have to show up in person for things that could be done incredibly easily everywhere else online is fucking nuts. It's still Do
you remember, Pete, back in the UK, and you, Garbo, as well, because we're all from UK, but do you remember when you used to get stopped by the police? They say, right, okay, we need to see, they used to give you a producer. So now they just drive around and they've got their AMPR, so they don't need to ask for your proof of insurance or MOT or anything like that, because they've got it all literally on their computer. They stop you in the car, they can see it straight away. So you're right. So I understand what you're saying there in terms of having to show up in person, how irritating that must be.
Yeah, it's a bit. But then the police here, I think, are really good. I personally really like the police here. They don't have a lot to do, but what they do, I think they do quite sensitively, and I think they're reasonably fair, and they kind of, the only thing they do that really irritates me is they always cordon off parking spaces for themselves in the Festa. So they never actually kind of police it much, but they will get the best parking spaces they can and then cordon it off and direct traffic everywhere else so they can be right next to the bar. I think it's usually the one. But on the whole, they are very cool, and I think they endear a lot more respect than other forces could do. They treat things a lot more sensibly. So, for example, I'll give you a really good example. Alicia, who you met, Garvo, he got into a bit of trouble with the police, but he got a fine, which I think was fair enough for what he did, but he didn't get a criminal record. The police were really reasonable, and he got an idea that you respect the police force, you don't muck about with them, but you give them the respect they deserve, and they'll do the same thing for you. I don't get that impression in the UK. I don't think, I think with all of the scandals that we've had, and just the fact that they're not recruiting the kind of caliber of people, because the police, they don't have the powers that they used to have. So therefore, I think it's a lot more, if everyone's videoing everything all the time, it's how do you do that kind of job? I think it's really difficult, to be honest. Not that I'm saying there's a big issue with videoing everything. I'm just saying that it just makes your job a lot more tricky, and it's not the kind of way that it would have been dealt with when we were all younger. It's the way I'd say it. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I don't know. What do you reckon, Gova? Do you think policing was better years ago, or I think it's better in general?
Who would want to be a policeman these days? I just defy logic, because it's just asking for hassle. Are policemen better than they were? They're probably less corrupt, maybe. I don't know, but there's certain. I mean, I'm talking 70s, 80s when I was youngish. We had the old Serious Crime Squad, the West Midlands Serious Crime Squad, and they were awful. They were like the Gestapo. I remember my friend got into a fight, and he had to go into the police station. And the one guy, I went with him, and he said, "Were you there?" I said, "Yeah, well, I saw what happened." And he said, "We said, well, do you want to come and just have a word?" I said, "Well, I can." He said, "It'll be all right." He said, "It'll be all right." He said, "Just don't worry." He said, we just want to sort a few things out." I went into the room. We shut the door behind me. He says, "What, you little fucker?" He said, "What happened?" He was right in my face. I felt like I'd done it, but no, they weren't. They weren't very nice then. But then I suppose you had probably a certain fear of them you don't have now.
I think
I don't know. It's a good question. That are they better or are they worse? Not sure.
Do you know what? If you watch The Gold, there's a program. I think it was on the BBC, but you'll be able to get it, Pete. Somewhere you'll see it, and you, Garbo, as well. It was about the Brinksmat robbery in the 80s.
Actually, yeah.
So that literally just goes to show, even in the 80s, how corruption was in the police force. And I still think that, and even as you see now, we've got like rapists in the police force now, which we must have had before then as well, but they just weren't being reported as they are now, because everybody is a reporter now. You don't need to be their person. Now you've got your mobile phone, literally, and you've got Ring doorbells and all the other doorbells and things like that. That people share footage, and also as well, you had two things. You had the police force in terms of knowledge. Before Theresa May, there was a lot of knowledge, but she got rid of it, which is not great. And then they had to sort of because they got rid of 20,000 policemen. And then they had to recruit policemen again, and then during COVID, there were people doing training remotely and things like that. And I think there's part of us that looks at the police force through rose-tinted glasses. But, they used to be a lot better, etc., because we were told they were better. But
BBC.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though, there's one other thing I really wanted to mention to you guys, and I would really encourage you to watch because it's amazing, is a Channel 4 series docudrama they brought out called Dirty Business, right? And it's on Thames Water and all of the water companies that that essentially how much sewage they've been releasing, right? So they've been putting out since they deregulated, so David Cameron and that joint government deregulated the water business and did this, Garvo. This is just fucking brilliant. This is what you get from Maggie's privatization, right? Is they regulated themselves. They were in charge of the Environment Agency. They paid for everything in the Environment Agency. They were releasing. This is totally illegal. Anyone else would literally be prosecuted for this. They were releasing raw sewage into British rivers every 3 seconds, right? So untreated sewage going everywhere, still saying that the beaches were safe while people were dying of bacterial infections that they were catching from raw sewage. And they've basically destroyed the waterways in the UK. They've absolutely fucked them. I did when I was growing some plants that needed some special water requirements when I was back in the UK. I did water testing on the stuff I was getting in the pipes from Thames Water, and it was so bad I couldn't use it on any of the plants, and I had to collect rainwater instead. Right? It had so many particulates in it, and it was so bad, and everyone was drinking the fucking stuff. Yeah, and to me, it is one of the biggest scandals. That it makes me very glad I'm not back in the UK, but it's also one where I think all of us saw it happening. I saw the local rivers where I was turn brown, right? Yeah. And turn mucky, right? And yet I was told, oh, the water quality is better than it's ever been. The beaches are all clean, that we've got this new guidance, which is like top class. And fucking stupidly fucking believed it. But what the water companies have done, and they had this Australian company that came in. This is unbelievable. First thing they did, Garvo, is they sold the buildings, all the water companies' buildings, and then rented them back to them, right? So for the first bit, they made £84 billion selling off Thames Water and left them in 40 billion pounds worth of debt, which they're still trying to service now, and it looks like the taxpayer are going to pick up. And
what a surprise!
Yeah, I know, but for me, that is a disgusting scandal because people are going to die because of this, but most of all, whole ecosystems have died. I used to love going on walks by the river. Do you know what I mean? And essentially, you're making the Thames back into an era pre Bazalgette, pre the Sewage Act and clean water. It's just disgusting. It's full of shit.
Forgive my language, but it's because they're fucking cunts. Flipping like when you think about it, how many politicians do we have? 600 and something politicians that are fucking over 65 million people. Because not all the politicians are cunts, but the ones that have made these decisions are super syphilitic cunts. And the fact is, people say, why don't you go to the beach when you're in the UK? Because I don't want to go anywhere near a British beach. I couldn't give a shit what flag they've got going up on the beach. I don't believe it. Why don't you drink tap water in the UK? Because I don't trust it. And literally, I just think to myself, it'd be better if the government just turned around and said, we are fucking nationalising the 5 pillars, the travel, the water, the everything else. So you've got the rail system, you've got water, you've got the road networks, everything, electricity, yes, and everything to do, like what are meant to be the 5 things that any civilized society should have control of themselves. Because this country is never going to get back on its feet fully until it does that. Because what Maggie did was flipping criminal, and people still sit there and say she was fantastic. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a Conservative. There's nothing wrong with being Labour, if that's how you feel. But you can't have this inner core of people who are fucking the country and setting society against each other whilst they're flipping making money. Look at the fuckers that flipping those four directors that flipping made all that money from British Leyland and Rover when it was all sold off and it went to dirt. Where's Longbridge now? It's a fucking housing estate or something. For fuck's sake.
The thing is, for those businesses, you need people that care. You need people that give a shit in charge of them. You cannot have a private enterprise in charge of something as important as water, because if they're left to self-regulate, they fucking don't. Yeah, they're only interested in making profit. They're not interested at all in whether there's pollution or whether you're destroying the environment for thousands of years to come. It's just fucking, it's a ludicrous situation. And the worst thing is the UK is the only country where water is privatized. It's the only country where they've got a privatized water system, and it's fucking the worst. It's literally full of shit.
It does make me laugh with all these people when you say this question, you know, bringing them back into under national ownership, and then they turn around and say, well, you know, how are you going to afford that? That's going to mean higher taxes or whatever. But ultimately, as we see now, the public end up paying for it anyway, and it's a massive bill by the time it gets back to us to sort it out. So
you're gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
It's just like whether someone else makes money off of it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Exactly.
And I bet you, it's going to be a lot more cost efficient if you do, you know, under public ownership over a longer period of time, instead of just giving it to somebody and in private enterprise and let them run it into the ground and all the bills and, you know, that come with it, and then it comes back to the public who have to pay billions again.
Then you bail it out. Yeah. So yeah.
And they've been doing. They were saying that all of Thames Water stuff, instead of replacing pipes, which is what they did up to 1989 when Maggie basically privatized it, they brace every single one. It's like putting a sticking plaster over over a major cut. You know, it's never going to fucking work. And honestly, the quality of water I was getting when I was living in southeast London was so bad. So, but Chris, I don't know. What do you reckon of it? Do you drink?
No, but also that like like they can also lead to all kinds of other ramifications where like it causes other infrastructure problems and this and that, but they're not responsible for it because they're not. It's not holistic. It's just basically, just basically.
You will not get me drinking tap water. Literally, I tell you, I kid you not. Josh, our son, he got this filter because we always used to get bottled water. And so Josh bought this filter, and what the filter it's almost like it distills the water through a charcoal filter. So you see, you have a bottle, you pour the tap water into the filter, and then you plug it in. It heats the water up, and it distills it distills the water into a glass massive jar. And then you open up the part of the filter where you poured the water, and my God, it is just a flipping brown sludge. Pete, you know the colour of the River Thames, right?
Yeah.
So
I mean, it was so bad. It was so bad before the Public Health Act that you could literally stand a stick in it, and they couldn't. When they opened the Houses of Parliament, they had to put drapes over soaked in ammonia because the smell was so bad, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, the river system now is worse than it's ever been. It's incredible. And the fact the Environment Agency didn't prosecute a single water company executive for breaking a serious law every 3 seconds is a fucking public disgrace, if you ask me, right? And it's not like Starmer was involved with the companies that basically ripped off all of the UK residents with water. And I feel a lot safe here. The only problem with Portugal is obviously it, along with Britain, is the only country where its electricity companies are entirely owned by foreign companies. So Portugal, the electricity company is owned by the
Chinese and the French.
People's Communist Republic of China, isn't it? So so it's an interesting one to have, definitely. But at least the waterways are not, which is quite good. And I think the quality of water here is unbelievable. I have a little particulate measurer, so it measures particulates, pH. It measures sort of like it also measures bacteria and stuff. It's just a cool little device. And fucking the readings I got when I was in having with Thames water were pretty horrific, honestly. So I think it probably helped my immunity a lot just living where I did in London. I reckon the number of fucking bugs I must have caught off that is true.
Literally, I tell you, that's why when I said to you that we've got one major project left to do in Portugal on our house, which is the solar, because everything else is done. and and that's why I really am. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm glad that we've done all the things that we've done. And when I come to Orca, I flipping love it. I literally, and I know I stay with you and Diane, and I just love the fact that your house is bang slap almost in the middle of your land, and you can sit out on your sun terrace and you can just on your veranda and you can just look out and chill out, and you if you turn all the lights off, you've got no light pollution, and it's just natural.
It's really lucky. We're really lucky, but it's not going to be like that forever. They're thinking of, and it would be a nightmare for me. They're thinking of putting wind turbines on some of the hill, which will fuck up that. I've still got to fight the solar project that's coming in, but the solar project itself is again a massive fucking con. So although it's BP that are doing it, they've set their own company up, BPI, which has got no fucking funding at all. So when they renege on the contracts that they've signed with the people that put the solar panels in their land, they won't have any money to be sued over or any other kind of repercussions. So it's just, I don't, for me, it gets me that the public are always fucked over by these shell companies. And although private enterprise is good for competition to an extent when it's a competitive environment, when it's a monopoly like water or a monopoly like electricity or a monopoly like so many other things, it doesn't fucking work. It's not something that, as Gary said, it was much better service. The same thing with the rail infrastructure.
Well. I mean, like when you're dealing with like because there's the final pipeline that's going to your home, like that's not like like back when it really was competitive for electricity. That's when you had those like a bazillion wires going everywhere all the time like that. But yeah, so like that final pipe is that's finite. It's like there's no real competition for that. So
yeah, it's a weird system. I mean, in a weird way. I know.
By the way, I popped this up earlier, but this is before you talked about having a water meter. But yeah, Simon says he has a TDS meter. I don't know if that's what you have had or Pete, but
yeah.
So, but he this is before you said that. So yeah.
It's really interesting talking about water meters, right? I don't know whether Simon has this, but they only read the water meters at night. Or when I say at night, we're talking about 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning or 3 a.m. in the morning. You will see these guys in high-vis suits, the trousers, and like the rail workers, completely covered in high visibility suits, walking down the road at 2 or 3 in the morning, popping open the water covers, reading the meters. And I'm asking myself, why are they doing it at that time of the day? You see them splashing a torch in each water meter and then moving on to the next one. Is it because they're scared of being attacked that they do it when there's hardly anybody on the streets? It's just a weird thing.
Oh man, I was in the shop today. I was in the
wait. I was like, I bring a newbie at. Like, I'm gonna pull up her comment. Overtime, maybe. maybe there's it. Yeah.
But Chris, honestly, even when I used to go shopping like 2-3 a.m. because I thought it was like the best time to go. Just be like the water meters in terms of there's no one on the streets, parking's easy, all those sorts of things just disappear, right? But it still wasn't as empty at 2 or 3 in the morning in London as it is in the supermarkets here at like 5 or 6 p.m. so it's still nuts, honestly. It really is.
I remember when I was really young, like not young, but like when I was like my 20s, 24-hour supermarkets. Yeah, I would go shopping at 4 in the morning. It was a hoot. Who was there?
You know what you want at 4 in the morning more than you do at 5 in the afternoon. I don't know. And it's usually chocolate crisps and beer. Right? The ones that I tend to stock up at that time in the morning. But yeah, I always think it's better to go at that time because parking is just used to be such a nightmare. I used to hate it. Here, it's fab. And most of the time, I leave my phone in the car so anyone could steal the car. But I know it's never going to get stolen. So it's lovely. It's a nice thing to be able to do. And Garvo, I think you couldn't be any safer, especially where you are now in the Eagle's Nest. I don't think you've got any issues at all. The only thing that you've got as a safety hazard are those two things. One, those spiders that can give you an erection for like 8 to 12 hours.
I've been looking for one, Pete. I've been looking for one.
They're tiny. Apparently, they're really difficult to see, and you have to really antagonize them to get bitten. Or I suppose, what else you got? Boar probably. If you came across a boar up where you are, and there were definitely loads around there late at night with young.
Well, I mean, I think we're well aware of his risk. High winds. So.
High winds.
And fire, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. How's your clearance gone, Govo, around there? Have you got it?
We've got a reasonably good perimeter around us now, so I'm quite happy with that.
Oh, that's really good.
I was gonna before I forget, I was gonna say to Chris about bottled water. There was a case a few weeks back about Evian. They had to pull all their water off the shelves because they detected basically shit in the water. There was a fecal contamination thing. So even bottled water is not that safe, is it? Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Tell me about. That's why we stopped. That's why we stopped doing it. That's why we stopped doing the bottled water as well. We started using the filter, our own in-house filters, because literally you just can't fucking win. You can't.
Yeah. I you know, I don't want to name companies, but I don't really give a shit. But yeah, I know Coca-Cola when they did their own bottled water company. They use tap water and they just like packaged it well. You know,
wasn't it Dasani?
Yeah,
Dasani was just city tap water. Yeah. So.
Yeah, Pete, you know when it was Dasani, Pete, and you know you lived in Sidcup, right? Was you bottling water, Pete? Was you?
Tell you what, that water was the worst quality water I've ever come across. It must have been through in London on average, you go through about 20 people before it gets to you, right? So it's been through a fair few people, and it's really here. The water's super acidic. There it's calcified, so it's very alkaline, and but just the number of shit particulates and just crap in it is nuts, and it's because the water companies have just been able to get away with not putting a lot of the units they had were automated, and they just released sewage for months and months on end into all these local streams and rivers. And one of the wonderful things about England was the waterways and the kind of the natural environment. Yeah. And they've basically just killed it off, you know. And
I would say also like the natural aquifer systems that would naturally cleanse stuff is paved over. So yeah, it's like you don't have the natural filtering that happens in the groundwater.
Yeah, definitely. It's just a horrible, it's a horrible issue, man. I think that's fucking disgraceful personally, and I think the least they can do is renationalize the water system, because there's no way you should be living in those conditions, Chris. It's just for a modern, what's meant to be a modern city. I think it's horrific. It really is. But
you know the problem is though, don't you? It's like the fucking likes of Clacton that would literally, even with all the things like this guy yesterday, I was watching it. Sorry, Gary, and I'm not having a pop at you, so don't think I am. But yesterday,
no, I'm sorry, I was just thinking about being first all sorted out. Don't worry.
Awesome.
Well, Femi basically went down to Clacton. But actually, Femi's been in Clacton more than flipping Farage, right? So he's talking to these people in Clacton, and he said, "Look, I just want to talk to you. Let's have a conversation." So he talks to this guy, and he says, "Look, I'm voting for Farage because I'm worried about my benefits. Like my mum can't work; she's bedbound. I look after her. I can't work. I had an accident, and a sofa fell on my back." Like 20 years ago, so I've been on benefits for the last 20 years. So I'm going to vote. I don't trust the politicians, so I'm going to vote for Farage. And then Femi just basically brought up some videos and showed him, well, this is what Farage is talking about with the NHS. He wants to change the NHS into an insurance-based program. You're sitting there and you're saying that you can't even afford to feed yourself. So how the fuck are you going to afford to feed? You didn't use these words, but this was he's actually saying, how the fuck are you going to afford to pay for your insurance?
Yeah.
And he said, oh well, I'm going to have to give it some more thought. I mean, and this is the flipping stupidity of a lot of the people that vote for reform. They don't realise it's and they're voting against the establishment, as they say, but reform are the establishment.
But
These
the great
fuckers
thing
are.
is, the great thing is at the moment, Farage can't get much airplay because, in theory, because he's fighting a by-election on the 13th, as we now know, thanks to Simon Says, he essentially can, if he gets publicity, Count Binface, all the other candidates, and there's 43 joke candidates on that list, right? All of them, in theory, should have the same TV coverage as Farage has. So, in theory, none of the major channels can give him airtime, and the same thing goes for newspapers. So, as you said, Chris, everything he's done has completely backfired on him. So, I think Count Binface has got pretty much an equal coverage, if not more than Farage has in the last over the last couple of weeks. And I think that's a great thing. It's a great thing for British democracy. But as Gary said, wouldn't it be just amazing if he won? It would be a great slap in the face for Farage, which I think is a fantastic.
Yeah, but also having the hair dryers moved, to a reasonable spot, like the hand dryers, not hair dryers. Yeah, it's a win-win. Yeah. So
Risk of ball burn, absolutely. But yeah, even if he gets like 20%, it would be fantastic, because every time Farage said anything, you could say, you were quite drastically challenged by a man dressed as a bin. How could you be taken seriously? That's a fantastic thing.
Yeah, but regardless of the results, like. He's just laughable. So
yeah, absolutely. I think that's the wonderful thing, is the comments that have been coming out are just hilarious. I don't know. But he's also just dodgy as fuck, man. He got that $1 million a year from the guy in Thailand, didn't he? But there's so much.
Harborn.
Yeah, Christopher Harborn, and then he's also got another guy who was trying to court Epstein after the convictions. That's another financial.
Yeah, Posh George.
Yeah, that's you know it way better than me, Chris. Do
you know the thing is, like, literally, I try not to watch too much of it on YouTube because it does dip and fry your brain, and like Rima gets pissed off with it. She does more politics again, sort of thing. But there's some really good YouTube channels out there that are just literally. There's one, Political Custard, which is every video is only 3 minutes or long or less, and it just basically just calls out all the things that reform have done, all of them, from Sarah Poachin to flipping 30p Lee. And also who's that guy Danny Kruger? How can you have your name from Nightmare on Elm Street?
Yeah, you were talking about Femi doorstepping. They've got an interview that I would recommend all of you watch with a 94-year-old who's doorstepped by this reform. He's a counsellor somewhere else, and he just absolutely rips him to shreds. He says, this is bollocks. Why is Farage fighting this election? And he says, it's to fight the establishment. Oh, so it's nothing to do with the charges that he's trying to get dropped. And if he was an honest politician, he'd wait until the charges had been seen and then wait for a by-election. Then it's brilliant. So, and if someone who's 94 can completely outwit a reform politician, I think I'm all in favour of that. And I do think it's quite nice, because I think Lee was probably right when he was saying that Farage was a serious candidate for Prime Minister a month ago, and it's lovely to see it all kind of falling around him, especially after what I think he did to the country with Brexit. So I think it's.
Last week we discussed like putting in how long was Andy gonna make it? This is of course the Prime Minister. How long he was gonna last? Like what was Burnham?
Burnham, yeah.
So I would say I know he's from in between Liverpool and Manchester. But I know everything about his musical taste. But yeah, but the the specifics of that doesn't exactly affect me, other than the fact that. But anyway, so so we'll save that when we got a bigger consensus, because. But if you guys want to like take a jab at it now, you could have you have first time. I'm not sure how we're going to do it, but if we're just going to go what vegetable he outlasts, or if we're going to go actual numbers. So
I'll be honest with you. The first thing he needs to do is last more than 34 days.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, also before he even really got rolling, maybe don't like go against everything that he should have stood for, and like start making little shady deals before he even gets truly the seat warm. So yeah, but so that I forget which he was doing all kinds of like what was it, something in Scotland? I can't remember. It doesn't matter. But anyway.
Is what I'd say, because Prime Minister.
No, yeah, it was the oil thing. Yeah, he was going to do like that. He was going to have it was offshore drilling. He was going to prove,
because Prime Ministers get security for life, don't they? So if anyone becomes
and you currently have 9. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly. So they've all got to be looked after, and especially trusts. I think it's a disgrace that anyone's paying for trusts to be looked after. I think we should pay for people to do the opposite, to be honest, with trusts. She's a stain on British politics, isn't she, really? So if anyone could get rid of her going off and doing all those Republican tours.
Oh, wait. Whoa. We have Lee. Lee apparently is going to stand for Farage finally. Lee.
You still on air?
Yay.
Yeah. No, we're keeping the lights on for you. We're just talking about. We by the way, we lasted 1 hour before we started talking about British politics, but here we are. So,
you've done well. Done well going at least an hour.
I did quite well. Yeah. The American was in charge, but yeah, we lasted more than an hour without British politics, but now we're in it. So all right. Hi Lee, how was your evening?
It was very nice, thank you. Yeah,
awesome.
Good night.
Excellent.
We went to Bruno's Central Marisol. I think there was 24 of us, including the kids.
Wow, I know as a group with Carl's contingent and your clan,
and Lou's stepfather's over as well at the moment with his 2 kids as well. So all the kids got up into karaoke at some point.
Brilliant.
Yeah, good night.
Well, that Bruno's where we met you for lunch, Lee.
Yeah, that Bruno's. Yeah. Oh yeah, like I couldn't remember where you went. And wait, no, they went to Bruno's because like where you and Eric called in from didn't look like Bruno's. So that.
Well, we were sat in our usual place. We were against the front wall, but there was a lot. We had a big LTA table.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember when we were there for the night before the barbecue. Like we kind of spread that L shape out. So.
Yeah. Well, we did the same. We did the same tonight. Well, yeah, it was good fun, but I've stayed sober because I've had to drive home. So,
did Tess have a good time? Most importantly,
he was up singing.
Oh,
yeah.
Awesome! Well, that's really cool.
Well, what she do? I want to know what Tess brings.
American Boy.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good enough song. I like
it. Cal knew it. Cal knew every word of it. I had absolutely no idea, but Tess has got a mate with her. So they got up together. Me and Eric bet them a tenner each. Won't do it. So they got up.
By Adele and Keanu West, American Boy. That one.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Interesting.
That's quite old. For like someone of Tess's age, I'm quite impressed. There you go. She's definitely in some quite retro stuff.
Oh, that's really cool. Jessie did fucking Michael Jackson. So
What, did she just touch all the kids at the front?
Sorry, I shouldn't have laughed. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Oh no!
I said yes.
No.
Youngest lad.
No, no, and he's cute like that. The way he touches the thing. But yeah, no, Chris, we know you're a victim, so like you can laugh it off. Like it's part of the trauma. It's part of the release. So
Very
so
funny.
yeah.
Oh, God, I'm booked.
Oh, it sounds awesome. So, how's your week been, Lee? We haven't asked.
Yeah, like you. I expected. I mean, you posted one picture last night, which I appreciated.
I didn't post
yeah,
that.
well, no, I said since
I didn't put it in
me
my.
personally. Oh, right. But yeah, like I kind of don't like other than having spoken to you personally. I don't know what's been going on with you because you got the girls in, how much you're working, what you've been up to.
Yeah, still working. But they've had a beach day over near Cal's. They've had a pool day near Cal's. They've been out shopping with Pat. I think it's been the highlight so far, going around Lisbon.
Yeah, I was wondering because I asked about that because I was in Lisbon on Thursday. I mean on Tuesday, and I asked what day they're going to be there because I was in Avenida Liberdade, so I didn't know. If they were gonna
And then they've been out on their own today and gone down near the aquarium, down near Vasco da Gama Mall. So they've been out on their own for a little adventure.
As Eric calls it, plaster nachos, isn't it?
Yeah, part of the nachos. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're having a day in Cluj tomorrow because there's a couple of like festas on. So we're doing the festas in Cluj. Then on Sunday I've got to work, but luckily the house I'm working at is empty, and I've got a really nice pool. So they're going to come to work with me and hang out by the pool for the day while I graft. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And
by
the
the way, Lee, I like. By the way, that house is relatively near me. I asked Dot if she wanted to go over, and she seemed very very keen about it. But I'll have to ask her on the day. But I would love to come over
Well,
there to see.
we're going to take we'll take a freezer bag with loads of junk in it.
Yeah. What time are you kicking off? I'm actually going to be near that because I have to go in Estrel, which is like it's closer to that. I've got to be over towards that. Like
Well, I'll be there.
But in the morning, like I have an appointment at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and then to see something, and then but I could come by after. So it's kind of on the way.
Well, I'll be there from 8 o'clock. The girls will be coming over around 9:30.
All right, perfect. So I'll get turned off. Katie's dropping me my appointment, which once again, working man, like Sunday 10 a.m. I have an appointment, so I'll have her drop me off there after I'm done. So
Okay. Right.
yeah,
Yeah,
then I'll Uber back from that. So because as we established, I do not drive.
Today was nice, wasn't it, Lee? It was really overcast for us today. It's fucking best work day for ages.
Just had a little bit of rain on the way on, Pete.
Oh, it's fucking awesome, mate. Honestly,
I put the screen wipers on. It was lovely. It's just gone. It's gone perfectly chill this evening.
I was trying to tell them like this morning I had a little because we got this inter thing. We had drizzle this morning, so yeah.
I was worried about rain. I had a load of stuff I had to cover up, but it was no, we didn't have any, but it was lovely to have a cloudy day. Fuck me, the sun has just been brutal fucking over the last few weeks.
We're not cloud. It's been warm during the day. And it's been blue skies, but just this evening it's just gone really nice. You can sit out in a t-shirt. It's just that kind of perfect evening for it.
Yeah. Like out here, it's been really nice. It's like nice, cool mornings, hot afternoons, and then cool evening. So yeah.
We've been baking. We've had like 40 odd a couple of days, and then this has been lovely. Today's just been really nice and cool. So I think it's down to like 28 or something.
Yeah, when it's hot at night, that's the worst. But yeah, when it cools down, it's nice. So.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Gary? Has it been up in the Eagle's Nest?
It was slightly overcast today for part of the afternoon. Then they just all partied, and then the sun came out and temperature rocketed up again. So the brief window of opportunity to do some work before you got absolutely fucking burnt to death.
That's it. That's always.
Yeah, like what as they say, it's a cool country with a warm sun. So
It very, very, very much is. I'm just going to say, Lee, when are your kids returning back to the UK?
They're here till well, they go home very early Friday morning.
Friday morning.
Brilliant. That's
oh, really? Okay, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize they were here for another week. Okay.
So they've got next week kind of planned out, but Thursday they're going for brunch with all the girls because Carl's sister's over
Mhm.
and Lou's off work. So all the girls going for brunch on Thursday, which will be nice for them. And I've got an early finish Thursday as well. It'll be
Well, yeah.
it'll be
Well, Thursday, I'll recap last week. Saw Lee this week. No, unless I see him on Sunday. But then, that'll be our day, Thursday. So we'll do our
I
own
might-
I'm gonna paint your nails and look. We'll do our
I
own
might-
ladies' lunch. We'll do
I
our
might-
ladies' lunch.
I might have to skip seeing you this week. Just so I can get home early.
Lee,
It's the girls' last day. And
Yeah.
and it's Eve's birthday as well.
Talking of which, Lee, talking of which, I was saying earlier.
Lee, if that happens, you're dead to me. Like for fucking.
It's Eve's birthday and it's the girls' last day.
Yeah, like how you like how many kids do you have, and how many me do you have? You have two Kents. We got Kenton. You got me. Like there's two, but you have three other. Like three children, two Kents. So yeah.
Talking of which, Lee, you weren't here earlier. I'm going to come back up from the Algarve on the. I go down the Tuesday, and I'm going to come back for the weekend, and hopefully I can get to Evie's birthday barbecue. If Carl can leave me a space outside, I can just run the camper van on there and maybe just overnight if possible. Is that cool? Is that good?
That'd be brilliant.
Okay,
that's awesome, mate.
That'd be fantastic. Oh, that'd be great if you could. Yeah,
I'd love to. We'll be on our way back, so I can get to you for what time do you kick off?
Oh, I'm going to be there. I'm all day, mate.
All right.
Yeah. We'll all be there setting up at 9 in the morning,
All right.
and it'll go on till one of us falls over.
Yeah.
I think I'll be sleeping.
I mean, Garbo, if you're looking for prime time, ask what time you're cutting the cake. But otherwise, yeah, they'll be there, so you can.
Yeah, I hope you feel guilty, mate, because you made me after fucking last Friday. You saying, "Oh, I've just been complaining about watching people do work and fucking never doing anything myself." I've done 3 days solidly on my own, fucking on that decking. Oh, shit!
The thing is, I'm only jumping on what you
Lee, I jumped in on this because he'll talk about like all the stuff he did, but also talk about how he just discovered on his phone how he can control all the fan, the heat, and stuff to get out of his chair. So like on the one hand, he's like talk about all this work he did, and the other hand is like talk about how he's like a certain former friend of ours. Doesn't need to get out of his lounger to adjust the fan temperature. So yeah.
Can we first by his proper name? Dead to me.
Yeah.
You don't mind.
we weren't using nicknames since you weren't here. So yeah.
Oh man.
Oh, Gary, yeah. If you can make it, if you can pop in, that'd be fucking brilliant.
As long as I can run the camper van onto the pavement like I normally do, that's fine. I can do it.
Yeah. I'll put cones out for you, Gary.
You're a
Does
good
he
man.
need?
I like you a lot.
Does he need another whistle? Because I haven't got
No,
another.
he fucking doesn't. Or another fucking drum set. It's great.
I mean, Garbo, you do have to be cautious of the fact that like for some godforsaken reason you're in a place where drunk drivers can actually launch themselves into Carl's pool like what that like it's insane. It's a straight road, but somehow they still like smash into his fence. So
Gary gets a safe parking spot.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't put Gary next to the crash fence.
So the big question is, right, what can I get her for her birthday? Otherwise, I'm going to have to bring her a trumpet.
Absolutely nothing.
Great
Gary.
idea.
No,
Definitely.
What does she like?
Lots of little pointy things that could just be on the floor. That I would say.
She's got
like, yeah, little
Meccano.
little
Lego.
Jackson Legos, just like sorted. Yeah. So just.
Lego and Meccano are great, Gary. You can never get bored of being of
No.
seeing feet on them in the morning. I reckon.
painting and colouring, Gary. If that helps. Anything paper or colours, anything like that.
Okay.
Oh,
It's got loads of it, but she can always ruin more.
brilliant.
I had to go through the colouring set, so then get rid of all the ones that had dried up.
Gary, they do some great ones.
Actually,
like decorate the bedroom.
next time around, like we're hoarding all the stuff that we had for the kids. That I'm pretty sure I could free up a lot of all
Gary,
these
I've just had a thought.
little
You know what
paints and
you really
markers
need?
for you. So yeah.
Go on.
You know what you really needs, Gary?
What's that?
A really nice Mitsubishi truck. Nothing too old, with a 4 good tyres on it. That's what she needs.
I was thinking
Don't
more in
deliver
terms.
it up. It's all right. Just deliver it on the back of a low loader for me.
I was thinking more in terms of a spray gun.
I've got fucking revolutionised my spraying. I've got an awesome battery operated spray gun from Lidl, and it shoots about 12 foot away. It's fucking fab. You've got jets coming out of either side. It's really good, honestly. It saves all that fucking pumping with the bollocks.
I've had 2 in the past couple of years, and the batteries in them don't seem to last very long.
It's
No,
one of the interchangeable.
When you first get, so it's not the one with the battery that's inbuilt into it.
No, not at all. So it's one of the ones where it accepts all the other fucking little stuff basically, and it works really well, man. I would definitely recommend them. They're fucking.
It's the park side one.
Yeah, really good.
Oh, right. I'll have a look.
Yeah, have a look. I would definitely recommend it. It's made my life a whole load easier for doing the spraying, and it means that before I was literally dressed as a condom, Lee. And when you've got those fucking suits on, you just boil. I was just like fucking literally, I was close to death a few times just because of overheating. So it's better with that thing. It sprays a fucking long way away. So I'm quite impressed with
the
that.
last one I got. The last one I got was it 15? I think it was 15 or 16 litres, and the battery was sort of built into it. So you plugged it in and charged the whole backpack sprayer.
Oh, it's not this one's
the lance was almost at full extension, like 2 meters, so you could get it right up into the trees. It was really good for doing sort of aphids in trees and stuff.
This goes literally about 12 meters. It's a jet, right? But the capacity is probably only, I think it's probably 1.5 liters. It's not massive. But for smaller jobs, it's really good. I reckon it's really good. So
Are you going to miss that thing there where you pump the handle?
That always fucking breaks, man. Every single one of those I've had, I've fucking bust. Must just be me being shit with it, but I've always fucking bust those. And I always worry because it kind of breaks and leaks at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking,
then you're just wiggling shit down the back of your leg.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. You've just got the one thing you don't want any contact with at all, just dribbling all over you. So, yeah, I don't know. But I do rate them. I'll definitely give it a try. See what you reckon.
Okay. It's 5 past midnight. I'm driving Sandra to work in the morning.
Oh, yeah. I would say, actually, let's all wrap it up. Pete already teased a After Caves specialty amuse-bouche. So let's wrap it up. Anyone have find any final thoughts, or should we just call it a night?
I was just going to give you my final thoughts. I'm off to bed, lads. Nice to
have a lovely
night. Have a good weekend, Lee.
All right, bye night.
And I'll, Gary, if I see you next weekend, that'll be amazing. But
you will see,
if not, I
me
understand.
next weekend. You will see.
All right.
You will see me.
Love you guys. Good night, everybody.
Take care. Good night.
All right,
Yeah, mate. Love to see.
Come on,
Easy.
All right. We don't have to pressure him going to bed. So anyone else want to chime in with the words of wisdom before we go to After Day?
That's you, Gary. You're definitely worth some wisdom.
I'm kind of all wisdomed out. I can't really think of anything logical or meaningful to say. Just be careful in the heat. Yeah, watch what you do in the heat. There's a good tip.
I'm happy that the Eagle's Nest outpost place is getting watertight and secure. So because I know that even though it's not your primary residence, it's always something eating at your mind, knowing that it's not secure. So, anyways, so good on you, Garbo, for getting that taken care of. Heating. When are you back in the good country, or how long are you stuck in?
I've got nothing booked at the moment. I was just talking to Rima this evening about potentially in 2 weeks' time going to Madeira. Just for like, for a long weekend.
Well, I don't know if you got here, but the books arrived. And most of my upstairs area, which is where my guest rooms are packed with books in boxes that are way too big for the capacity. But I did keep one bedroom clear. So if you and Rima don't get in a fight, there is a bedroom. Of course, it has all the winter clothes on it that were in the other bedroom that my wife, I told her, is your one chance to get it. And so instead of actually putting stuff away, she just moved it to the other bedroom. So
there you go. Yeah.
No, but that is going to the trash if we have guests coming. So anyway, so I do have one extra guest bedroom if you want to come around. But anyways,
thanks for the offer.
But it means my wife actually has to deal with it instead of just moving shit around from room to room. So yeah. So
I would really recommend. Have you been to Madeira before, Chris?
No, this is, and we
This is not like instead of Madeira, go to Madeira if you can go. Like I haven't been yet, but I'm dying to go. So
so
you've got
literally,
it's tropical on top of the hill. They've got an amazing botanic gardens there. And you've got those black beaches, so it's all kind of volcanic, so everything fucking grows. But the contrast definitely go up to the top of the middle of the island. I can't recommend that enough, just because it really contrasts with the beaches and stuff, but it's well worth going. It's a lovely island. It's really good to go to. So
100%. You know, the thing, I want to go there from the very beginning, from experiencing the airport, because the landing is meant to be hit and miss in terms of being sort of like really windy, etc. Only pilots with captains with 10,000 hours can land there. So literally, it's something I want to experience everything, about Madeira, and because who knows, might even buy a place in Madeira if I win the Super Bowl.
Oh, don't tell you what, Chris. I went to Madeira 3 times, and all 3 times I haven't paid for flights or a hotel because I had to sit through a timeshare presentation for a fucking whole day. Mate. Don't fucking go for any timeshare, honestly. It's like the worst con ever.
Honestly,
nasty. Oh shit, man! But we did get together for free, so
you will never get me buying a timeshare ever. Literally, I have to own it outright. No, what's it called? No condominium fees, nothing like that. It's got to be it's just between me and the bank, and that's it.
No, right, man. Honestly, don't ever do it. They wouldn't have paid for my flight and accommodation 3 times if they weren't making a lot of fucking money out of it. So I think it's a good point to go on.
Yeah,
but it was
I done with my parents, but my father is a sales guy, and like he's like, we're not going to do it. And this, like, we were just getting, it's like this fucking, because I just wanted this trip and I want to pay for your fucking kids. I'm gonna suck it up, but he knew better than to bite on that thing. So
oh man,
perfect.
What I liked as well, Chris, is in 2 of the meetings they said, "Oh yeah, this hotel's completely exclusive. There aren't any other timeshare companies." And I've stayed there before with another one. So okay,
so you able to milk it? Like, oh, really? Then we go knock on this other door that says timeshare. They can hook me up for my return trip. Yeah.
Oh man, it's weird. You get on mailing lists. I think if you earn over a certain salary, you get on mailing lists for these things, and they do come up very, very often. But I don't know. I'm too old now to sit through a day of being fucking sold to go through a week of actually enjoying a holiday. So I think all those things are completely.
They didn't throw in a 13-inch Trinitron TV with it.
As Garvo knows, in Britain we're used to a Parker pen was literally the only.
Yeah. Yeah.
Michael
quality pen if you don't know anything about pens. Yeah. So yeah.
But I never used to get that about Blankety Blank when there's the consolation prize was a fucking pen.
Yeah, this is gold. This is too good for YouTube. We should put this after Cave. But yeah. Any other final thoughts? So
I was watching some brilliant I watched some brilliant adverts from the 80s.
We don't have to go after Cave. We can just keep giving YouTube gold out there if you want.
There's an awesome advert if you look up on YouTube, inappropriate 80s adverts. So there's Bill Cosby doing an investigation team, a police investigation team.
Oh yeah, well, he had a whole TV show. Yeah, about
that's it exactly. And then they had P Diddy's party. And literally everyone who was saying they were going to P Diddy's celebrations, which was fucking awesome. And then I'm afraid they did have a lot of aircraft passing very close to the Twin Towers for TWA. They did a whole advert run where they were literally going through the Twin Towers each time. So there's some quite kind of quite predictive adverts out there. That was quite good fun. But I would really thoroughly recommend Garvo and particularly Garvo and Chris. But Ken, if you're interested, that Dirty Business is a brilliant documentary to read, and it's still going on now. They've still got the court case going on now, and it's these two guys. One who I actually vaguely knew because when I was lecturing at LSE, he was lecturing there as well. Who's a statistician? He'd done these statistics on. Infant, there was a specific infant malnutrition that caused deformities in babies in Asia, and he'd done this program, and he used it to work out when Thames Water was releasing sewage into the river that was their local river, and that mapped every single sensor. Each sewage waste pipe has a sensor on it, and they didn't release the data until last year.
Right.
And he basically used it to prove how often they were releasing sewage. And the other guy was in charge. He was a lawyer. But these two guys that gave a shit about the river unveiled just so much crap. And it's so widespread. And to have a regulatory body, like it's a bit like watching the World Cup, a regulatory body that is basically funded by the people that make money from the business is just fucking ludicrous, the fact that
and of course, like sewage in the Thames, like what's the past time? There was actually a term for it. I can't think of the top of my head. People who fish out artifacts out of the Thames, like old
mudlarkers.
Not like a mudlarker, like you turn on your tap and an old set of 18th century keys, or I got a gold tooth, no.
Oh, look, another condom.
Look! I got a disease that was supposed to be eradicated 300 years ago. So yeah.
Well, they had some kids that died on beaches that were given the highest quality grade, because there was raw sewage being released. It is for me. It just shows me a lot of the reasons why I left the UK, but. In a weird way, it's just it's sad.
I mean, obviously there was the whole Flint, Michigan thing where they fucking reversed the pipes and it just all this lead just destroyed a city. By the way, that's not a small town. It's it used to be over 100,000 people. Now it's obviously much less since the water is poisoned. but yeah, it was a big ass town that just basically just got destroyed by the decision to reverse like the water flow, and it just picked up all this like whatever. But anyways, yeah, there's just all kinds of like shady things that are financial decisions that nobody thinks through. So
yeah, it's just regulation,
or if they think through as a calculation that like what you said like like we could always just move into a shell company and no one can sue us. So yeah.
Come on, Gary, you were going to say.
You just reminded me we didn't talk about the game, did we? That game, the cup final and the one before it. We should because I think it was a complete contrast, wasn't it? A complete contrast. Like you had the game that nobody wanted to play, which turned out to be an absolute. Well, it was so entertaining.
That one wasn't on free TV, so I didn't see that one.
You talking about England, France?
Yeah. But I was listening to comments, and my mother was like freaking, she was watching it, and but I saw the score. I'm like, it has like who scored time. I'm like, holy fuck! Oh, this must be like, but yeah.
I mean, what a difference! I mean,
I saw that final, but I didn't see that one.
Well, thank God, Gary, Argentina didn't win, honestly, because their tactics were. I'm going to be really glad to see Romero, who was essentially behind that Malvinas protest, leave our club. If we can fucking get rid of him, I think he's dropped about half the price that he had.
Really?
Yeah, just because he is a shit. He really is. He let us down badly, and I think the FIFA has really discredited the World Cup to a big extent this year. I mean,
I think they should replay it next year in England. Do you know what? Literally, do you want to be fair, I wasn't going to watch any of the matches because I just didn't like the way that everything had been messed about, etc. But I think I watched two matches, and I watched the final, and it was more out of fun and laughter than anything else, and to see them fight at the end. I mean, what's wrong with them? They're getting paid millions and millions of pounds, and that's how they display themselves on the world stage.
But what example is it setting to anyone?
By the way, more importantly, like number one, I want to know about what you guys thought of the halftime show, and then also Trump wants the FIFA president to be nominated for the UN General. Just saying, like, so that just tells you.
Well, it did make me laugh. That halftime show was all about love the world, and we're all in the world together. And then, like after that went and into the second half, it was just fucking free for all, brutal World Wrestling Federation Championship.
It was the weirdest, like oddest thing. So yeah.
But well done to Spain, man. I mean, the celebrations. My mate, I thought Spain deserve an awful lot of credit for the way they played against a dirty, horrible team, essentially.
I mean, the way Spain took down France was masterful to get there.
It was.
It was like a very risky but very brilliant strategy to shut down that offense. So,
but they didn't score 6 against them.
Here's the question. That's the question I was going to ask Gary. Do you think Spain would have been able to have beaten England as the team that were put out there for the semi-final?
Yeah, I think Spain had the right strategy, and they were equipped for any team. So
I think England would have given them a far better game than Argentina did because, well, as we've seen, they had nothing. They had nothing other than trying to kick people up in the air. And I have a good belief. And we're going to get this tested out in September because England will play Spain. So let's see how that goes because it should be a good game. It should be.
Is it a friendly though? Is it, or is it?
No, it's isn't a qualifier for the
Euros.
Yeah,
it's like you're gonna get all the gang back together, kind of thing. That's the issue. Yeah. So.
Well, this is what I will say. My daughter was screaming at the when England played Argentina. My daughter was screaming at the TV that why haven't you got Starboy on? She kept on saying, why isn't Saka on? literally,
Yeah,
because
I was
Payne
totally
had
with you.
Payne had like flipping concrete in his legs, so he should have been taken off at half time.
Yeah.
You know, and as you asked about the halftime show, I think Rooney had the flipping the commentary of the final goes to Rooney because it was just one word. He said it, didn't he? He said it was crap, and then I just thought fantastic.
Well,
I'm not a
I'll tell you
Rooney
what
fan.
for me is it? Do you know who was in charge of choreographing the whole thing?
Who?
Fucking Chris Martin, who should have consciously uncoupled from life this mortal coil, if you ask me, as well as fucking Gwyneth Paltrow. He is just the most boring, tedious, lift manufactured fucking dross that I've ever listened to. I hate Coldplay anyway, but fuck me, man, to fucking come up with that shit as well. It's I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's the dumbing down and driveling of everything. Why can't the World Cup final be a fucking enough? Why do you need a poxy halftime show?
Yeah, but if we could do a halftime show, like you could do like that wasn't even half-assed the halftime show. It was like
But
Mind
thank God
you,
didn't win. Is all I can say.
I mean, if the halftime show was Dre, and when you know, like when they did the Super Bowl halftime show with Dr. Dre a few years ago, with like all the rap music, and I thought that was fantastic. Dre, Eminem, you know, well, parts of it was fantastic. I loved like Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, Mary J. Blige. That would have been great, but at the same time, football's football, and you shouldn't be changing football and putting in halftime shows and shit like that. You know, and then what?
But I would say I'm well aware of the locale because I used to live like basically walking distance from that stadium. They could do stuff in the like all around it. Like there's actually that's a whole sports facility. They had other stadiums. They could have done a whole other thing. Had like a concert. Like I just made it into a TV thing and not worry about like put it on like put it some little carpet down and shit like that or like do some fucking aerial thing if they want to entertain the crowd there. But yeah, but if TV needs its freaking entertainment, because obviously, like as much as I enjoyed a hydration break for like to think that I had time to go get a beer and have a cigarette, and realize that hydration break is not necessarily as long as I need it to be. But obviously that's bullshit because that's not the sport. The sport is like it's endurance as much as everything. So I'm not for it. But if you want to feed the American beast of commercialism, then there's they could have been more creative about it. So.
So what do you think of the Orange Man not wanting to leave the stage when they were doing the celebrations?
Yeah, well, I didn't really pay attention to that, but I mean, you're not going to get a contrasting American opinion from me about him in general. So,
I like the wrestling match he had with the trophy. The wrestling match with the trophy.
I didn't stick around. I didn't stick around to see to watch all that stuff because I moved on once the game was final, but I did see a little bit of it because my daughter and wife continued to watch it, but so I would come and go out of the room, and obviously I saw some clips of that stuff. But when you see clips, it's always like the timeline is adjusted, so it's just like a little snippet. But yeah, he can do no right, so like I'm gonna be biased, so it's not worth asking me because I just
bastard.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have done in that stadium that would have appeased me. So because I'd rather he not be there. So
it's just he has to get involved in fucking everything. I mean, the World Cup, you would have thought
that's what I'm saying. And I saw the memes and stuff like that. But so like when you see that, it's like I try to be fair because like if it's someone I did like and people are slagging them off, that I'd be like, it's not fair. It's not exactly right. But like so like like I wasn't around for it, and I wish he wasn't around for it either. So
So, Gary, I want your prediction. Birmingham City next season. Where are you going to finish?
We're going to run it close. If we don't get through, we'll be up there. We'll be in the frame. If we don't get through, we'll be close. We'll be close.
Who do you reckon is going to win the championship?
What? Oh, yeah. So, like, I was going to say, like, so, yeah, are you trying to advance to get promotion or not?
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to get back to the Premiership again.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna for Premiership. Okay.
I mean, don't forget.
I'm just saying, like, I don't follow the Birmingham. I follow all Birmingham music in Coventry, but not near football.
Not a lot of people know this, right? The Birmingham City were once managed by Sir Ralph Ramsey, the man that won the World Cup. We soon fucked his career up, didn't we?
But
I don't know. It's a very difficult question, Pete, because there are so many teams there of the same sort of ability and possibility. That is such a fucking difficult question to ask. It could be any of half a dozen teams.
But you've got the thing is though, those 3 teams that came down, they've got that parachute payment of what is it, 70%? I think they get of the league revenue that they get in the Premier League. So
really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize they were actually they still get a little piece of the little taste.
Well, they do for 3 years, so it goes 70%, 40%, 20%, right? By the time they get to 20%, and Gary knows this, if you've been out for a long time, if you've been out of the Premier League, your wage structure and everything else is completely different. But you can also have a terrible run like Leicester. So Leicester City, Kent, one of the big.
I know all the names, but I don't keep track of who's where.
Well, they won the league.
Who fell and who? Yeah, okay. Leicester City. Okay, yeah.
They've been relegated twice in a row now, haven't they? So I think they're in Division 2 now, aren't they? They've basically went down both times.
Yes, they're doing the Tom Petty free falling. Yeah,
they've still got Premier League wages. I think they've still got 14 first teams.
Really? Yeah, because they still have the parachute, and by God, we can use that parachute.
But we've got to look forward to. You all know the next World Cup is.
It's here. It's here.
And Portugal.
And Spain and Morocco.
So we've got one thing that I'm really looking forward to this next World Cup is ghost stadiums. I love like the ghost stadiums in Braga and Leiria and all those fucking massive stadiums with like 12 people for every game.
Okay. So we're talking about a couple of years out, right? But they don't need as many stadiums as they needed for like when it was like just one country. Like there's not that many games unless. But I know that this particular World Cup that they expanded the how many the eligible basically the group expanded, but between Spain, Portugal, like with. And in Morocco, I think they can cover it without having to build anything new.
It's FIFA, so they'll build some stupid stadiums where they're totally unwanted and completely unnecessary, as they always just they.
But I mean, but if they build us a nice vagina stadium, like who's going to argue? But hopefully we get it out of Spain. So yeah, we want that nice guitar.
What a great advert! The Vagina Stadium. Are you coming?
Yeah. Ooh. Did you come yet? Yeah, because
the Vagina Stadium. It's a hard place to win.
Yeah, exactly.
You should go there on Bloody Sunday. That's the one.
Ooh. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that would be. I don't know. They've had worse names, though, haven't they, Garvo? What was it? Sunderland. The Stadium of Shite. There's some really bad names that they've given stadiums in the past that were just obvious, aren't there? So, but I do think we're due a load of completely unnecessary stadiums just because of why the fuck is my camera keep on zooming on my gut? I've got to
how
likes to go wide angle. That's what it is.
Once again, I need your advice on VPN because I want to know how the hell you get that setting. Because I assume you're on a Mac, right? Like
Yeah,
I have
yeah.
one. Zoom in? No, okay. Like it held steady. So
I think there's some really
what the hell setting did you do?
well, I tell you, I know I've got it on the wrong settings because on my phone I can facially identify anything, but on this one I've got improved facial features, and it doesn't recognize me for any of my security stuff. So I know that it's editing out enough. I quite like it. It's good. It's editing all the wrinkles and anything out, which is ace. So it's a lot better camera. What always used to piss me off, Ken, is that Apple have the most expensive computers and usually the shittest cameras and the shittest fucking mics built in. But not anymore. It's better than it was. Mm.
Yeah, but you know what? It could be even better. So, well, I mean, of course, when they fucked us on the keyboards. But anyways, all right. So I'm gonna call after Cave, or I'm leaving. So you guys can keep going.
Yeah, I think
I'm heading to bed as well.
Same here, because I thought what I was going to reveal to you.
All right. Like we're still live. So final thoughts
is see you guys next week, same time, same place. Have a good one.
Yeah, do the outro, and as Garvo says,
up your bum.
Up your bum. And hopefully you remember where I click on this thing. There we go.